What we do here is go back.
Literally talking over the fucking first intro of the year.
Yeah, well, you know, starting to need it. It's not like there's a song.
I'm Kevin. There's an intro that you made. Anyway, I'm Kevin Logan. You know who the fuck I am. She once was lost, but now is found.
True.
Was blind, but now she sees.
Yeah, well,
It's the prodigal co-hostess with the prodigal co-mostess.
Yeah,
the fuck am I talking about? It's Dr. Krista
back.
Winters.
Yeah. I needed about 2 months to emotionally and mentally and physically recover from a combination of the rise of fascism and just a full year of work. But
I was about to say, I didn't think my cock was that good. Jesus.
No, sadly, it wasn't
Fair
that
enough.
good. A 2 month recovery period. That would be impressive.
Yeah, significant physiotherapy as well.
Yeah. You saw that picture of the guy who went into the MRI machine with a butt plug.
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
Or the reference point we should make is, of course, Terry Crews from White Chicks, where he puts like women he fucks into a wheelchair. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then there's the guy that he fucks who's in the wheelchair, and it's just like
as well.
We don't need to talk about that. But of course, people only remember the nice thing with the na 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 and I need you. Yeah, where it's actually he's very aggressive and uses some creative and old school racial slurs as well in that film.
That is true. That was we God, crap movies. We should
we should bring back shit movies.
You know, here's the thing about shit movies is that our nostalgia for the experience of doing shit movies is much greater than our actual pleasure of sitting through the shit movies.
Oh god, yeah. Well, this is why I was thinking, right? We can kind of do like a double show out of it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
We can watch the shit movie in the Discord.
Yeah.
And it would be like a kind of mystery science thing where we talk over it. So, like, if you join us in the Discord, don't join us for like a silent appreciation of a piece of art.
No, we're both moaning about how shite.
It's going to be me and going, oh God, why did the Wayans brothers exist? Why is this a thing? You know, that for fucking 6 hours. Because imagine, we make a 10-minute fucking video last 3 hours. Think how long a motion picture takes.
But we got through some really classic shit movies. And there's so many shit movies on YouTube as well.
What was the one about the Christian movie about the free runners?
Leap.
Was it Leap? Some shit like
Leap.
that.
Yeah,
and then they made
a
fucking
sequel.
like 2 of them.
He made a sequel.
The worst films, man.
Not better. The director actually stopped by and like commented on our video because it was back when we were.
Yes, he did. Oh fuck, he did. Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about that. About that. Anyway, I suppose we should say, even though it's ridiculous to say at this point, but it's the first time we've talked verbally. Happy New Year!
Yeah, Happy New Year. No, actually, this is the first time I've heard your voice since.
Well, I presume you've been watching all of my shows.
Every night I fall asleep to them.
That's worse. I'd prefer you to just say I don't watch. No, you're so fucking boring. You're like a sedative, you cunt. But fair enough. I'm glad you at least clicked.
What have you been up to? What have you been up to? Let's catch up.
What have I been up to?
We'll do this instead of content.
Stuff, I guess. Things.
Wow, you're very specific.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
Lots of things. One is relaxing. 2 is not thinking about work. 3 is mostly missing all of the news everywhere, which was I really needed to. I needed a kind of an emotional reset, and I needed to really recharge my batteries to kind of, because for me, like dealing with Trump, it's like I have to emotionally. You have to have like those relatives or a friend or a coworker that you kind of have to mentally prepare yourself before you go in and talk to them. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but I have to do that with like the rise of fascism, and that's a lot. That's very stressful.
Oh God, you're
right?
so American. Like, we've been through this shit several times.
Yeah, well, we mostly watched it. Well, no, that's not true. America's had its own fascism. We just called it segregation. Anyway.
And has imposed many fascist regimes around the world. But,
yeah, but Americans don't study world history, so we don't know about that.
True.
But it was, I was pretty well knocked for 6, and it was very. So anyway, I ate too much. I drank too much. I went to the gym a couple times, but not as often as I should have. But I did go, and I did work very hard.
So the title of this is a lie then? I've lied to the
people.
No.
It was funny that you did that, because I actually was like thinking, oh, I'm going to pick up my 7.5 kilograms and do some bicep work before I go on the show tonight, because it's been a couple days and I just wanted to like get a bit of stimulus in. So keep my biceps going. Yeah. So actually I did.
Okay, and the important question is, did you get any cock?
Not really.
Oh.
No. But I might later in this month. So.
If I've outcocked you over Christmas and New Year, that's bad. That's bad for you.
I got lots of cuddles and affection, so that was nice.
Yeah, but it's not like a good few inches up, yeah? Come on.
I did go to Amsterdam and did mushrooms for an afternoon and watched lots of funny movies. So that was
that's you know what I mean, that's absolutely fair. That's good.
That was really cleansing, honestly. Yeah. So
but you know.
It was very much like being only in the moment, and I went on like a bit of a personal journey, and I feel like I've reset a little bit. So I mean, don't put down not LSD, like that's a artificial chemical, but like whatever the acetylcysteine, whatever. I don't know how you say the word for mushrooms.
I mean, talking of LSD, I read a very interesting book about Project Paperclip over the Christmas and New Year period, which led into things like MK Ultra. Did you know the first guy?
Oh yeah, MK Ultra. Why do I know that phrase? Did someone in a conspiracy thing mention it?
Well, it's not just a conspiracy; it's a real thing that did happen.
Yeah, but someone referenced it recently.
Did they? I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, the CIA were like not telling people and giving them LSD and seeing what happened. But the guy who actually first thought about experimenting with that, actually did so in like the most innocent way possible. Like it was a genuinely wonderful thing. He was he was a former Nazi. Hear me out. He was a former Nazi who, when was arrested at the end of the war, he had a letter on his possession signed by the American ambassador in Switzerland. He'd been passing them science information that the Nazis had and stuff. So like he was he was an anti-Nazi. Basically, he was a scientist who wanted to keep his job.
He was an asset. He was a U.S. asset.
Yeah, he risked his life and all that shit, right? So they were like, okay.
Well, they probably had stuff on him, but anyway, yeah.
So come on over at the end of the war. Like one of the few Nazis who was, let's say, less objectionable in that process. Anyway, and he wanted to come up with a way that you could chemically, temporarily, like anesthetize or like knock someone out, so that could be used on a scalable level, so that you could basically have war without death anymore.
Okay.
So rather than like having a battle and dropping bombs on people and shit, you could just like knock them out for a bit, march in and take over. So you didn't have to kill people and like, because obviously you just come from like a complete bombed out hellhole, right?
So you basically want to spike the drinks of an entire nation.
Basically, yeah. You just roofie an entire nation, and then you march in, take over. Job's a good one. Yeah, because war's never going to stop, but we can stop the killing. Awesome. And the CIA went, how about that, right? But we just make it fucking mental and illegal and shit.
Okay, yeah.
So they started giving loads of people LSD, and lots of them mysteriously died. Who'd have thunk it? Anyway, so yeah, that's a little story about
That's the story
America.
of MK Ultra, right?
Little bit.
Yeah, but no, I just watched. Well, not really watched because I was just like off in my happy zone. But in the background, there was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse or whatever his second movie was. I still haven't watched it, even though I was present for the whole thing.
And I just think of Doctor Strangelove whenever I hear that, which is just not the vibe at all, is it? It's a completely different movie.
It's completely different. And then watched Deadpool and Wolverine. and then watched The Free Guy. I don't
What's
know,
the
some other
point?
random-
The Deadpool films are shit. I'm sorry, they're
No,
not.
they're
not
actually
good
when
enough.
you're like when my friend hadn't seen it before, and it's a really good movie to watch while you're tripping because there's no plot.
Yeah, exactly,
And so
that's
all
the
you
point.
do is go forward. He's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Don't think
And
about it.
sniff
Just move
the
forward.
poop.
Just
But,
keep going to
a
the end of the
movie where you have to take illicit substances is not a good movie.
Well, it's a drug movie.
Well, no, you can make a movie that works for people who are drugged and not drugged, whereas
had a
that
lot
one
of
just
fun.
works for drugs.
I had a lot of fun with Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine, and I did at the Fall Guy too. So, but I also just take them for what
Tell
they
you a
are.
movie not to watch while getting super high, especially on things like
Anything
mushrooms.
scary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I watched a movie called Wrong Turn, which people may or may not have seen. Is I mean a comically shit movie,
Okay.
but quite a scary movie because it
Okay.
seems vaguely plausible. Basically, the people in it doesn't really say but fuck nowhere, like Alabama or
Okay.
Arkansas or some shit. I don't know. And they drive, they take the wrong turn and end up in the middle of nowhere, complete middle of nowhere. And there's like they stumble upon a cabin and they will go towards it, and the people inside are inbred mutant freaks who kill people and skin them.
Great.
And then so they get trapped in there, and one of them's like under a thing, and the guy walks in, and you can literally see like the point of view shot of just the feet walking in front of him, and he's got like a blood dripping thing, and then he drops the head of their friend, and it's staring at them like terrifying shit. Right off my fucking tits. Had to walk home at 2 a.m.
no.
on my own. Oh my god! I don't even know what it was. It was probably just like a squirrel ferreting around in the leaves somewhere near me, and I nearly had a fucking heart attack. I was like, they're coming for me, they're gonna fucking kill me. Bad times.
That is not a good movie to watch.
Yeah, not good. No. You know what is good though?
But
Giving me
look how
money.
close we
and
are.
we're-
Yeah, we're so close to a hype train.
Well, no, we're on a hype train. God dang
Oh,
it.
choo.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do now that you can't do a very questionable
the
thing?
usual
I guess you're gonna do a No, we had this talk already.
No. I mean, the usual thing, as in I was just trying to.
Oh,
You were trying to come up with a euphemism, and I just said the usual thing. I don't know.
we have to do some sort of dance.
Absolutely not. Thank you, Jim
Absolutely.
Speak, for gifting 5 memberships before we even got going. Thank you. And
That's
thank
amazing.
you to Stu Viking President. Thank you, Swirly Curly. Thank you, Kieran. Thank you. If we get to the next
Yeah.
level of the hype train, I will
You'll wanna
write.
Yeah.
I will write a diss bar about a dead fascist of your choosing.
There you go. Hey, can we get ChatGPT to help?
No. It has to be legit. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. ChatPG is doing it.
ChatGPT?
ChatGPT.
Okay. So you're going to do a diss bar on a
The
fascist of your
return
choice.
of the sausage.
Yes.
I like this idea.
Down
Yeah.
to Reagan's grave.
How come I can't send you anything?
That is a very dark question. Why can't I do anything?
Why can't I send you anything? For some reason, like.
What are
the
you
chat-
trying to send to me,
The
Krista?
return
A
of the
message.
sausages.
It's just saying reconnecting to chat.
Kevzora
even
is
though
high
the
key
chat's
Ohio,
live. It's
which
very
is not
weird. Anyway,
gold
let's
at
move
all.
on. That's boring.
Boing, boing, charisma.
Yeah, so I
Look,
feel
Ma,
more
I'm on the telly.
able to
54,000
discuss
words
politics
so far.
now than I
Lol.
was 3 weeks ago. Much more.
Okay, Vogel was being weird over that,
The return of the
Okay.
so we didn't
well-
hear a word of what you said. People are being very generous, but disruptively so.
Oh, well, that's exactly your.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. So what I'll now do, right? I'll go over to the YouTube. I'll set my goal. We do.
Oh yes. You have to set a goal. Is it going to be $2 again?
Well, I just put any amount, so you can put literally any amount.
Literally 1 cent. Okay.
No, I think the minimum's $1, isn't it? Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyway, choose the fascioid I diss track. Boop. Will that accept it? Does it like fascioid? That's fine. There you go. Hang on, no. What did I? No. Oh shit! I put 10 super. Oh fuck! I put 10. Okay, that's not going to happen then. Basically, when the first one that comes up, I'll just do it. We won't reach that target, and that's fine. I accidentally put 10. We'll just put whoever the first person is to do a super chat on YouTube, and I will diss that one. Make it someone I'm aware of, because if it's someone weird, I don't know what to say about them other than like, oh, you're fat and you're ugly and I fucked your mum or something, which is no one wants. Like, I'm going to try and make it a bit specific.
You can be a bit more the greatest. We should watch some of that to get you some inspiration. The greatest disses are the rap battles of history.
Rap battles of history, okay.
What? Yeah, I haven't checked in on that for ages. I wonder what their.
Have they done a recent one? I don't know. ERB. Hang on. Whoa. Beep, 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 beep. What's their late? Oh, they did a Trump Kamala one with two people who don't look like Trump or Kamala. So we'll leave that.
Yeah.
Well, talking sort of about fascists, Rasputin versus Stalin.
Oh my gosh, that sounds hilarious.
Let's go. It's from 11 years ago. I mean, to be fair, it's not like everyone's like, oh, that aged badly. Everyone loves Stalin now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like it's going to be dated. It's two people who are shit.
True. Everyone's like, no, Rasputin was fucking dope, man. Hang on a second. Hang on. Boom. There we go.
Rasputin versus
Cool mustache, Wario. Try messing with the man monk, you'll be sorry. Oh, how many dictators does it take to turn an empire into a union to ruin the states? It's a disgrace what you did to your own people. Your daddy beat you like a dog and now you're evil. From Georgia, sweet Georgia, and history books unfold ya as a messed up motherfucker bit in the mind. Built a superpower, but it paid the price with the endless destruction of Russian lies. You're a man of steel, I spit kryptonite. Big dick, mystic, no hypnotized. I can end you with a whisper to your eyes. Look into my eyes, you perverted witch.
Hang on, there's a couple of bangers. Firstly, Big Dick Mystic
Yeah.
is amazing. And imagine starting off a cipher with "Look into my eyes, you perverted witch."
Yes.
Fuck yes. Let's go.
There was a day, I think it was Christmas Eve, and I was just sort of like, I had nothing to do because everything was really quiet, so I watched The Death of Stalin again.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Did he die the second time as well?
Every time
Yeah,
I watched
okay.
it, yeah. Pretty good. But it's on Hernando Anucci?
Yes.
I don't know, have you've seen it, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. The guy who plays oh fuck's sake, plays oh fuck's sake, what's his name? He's like a British comedy actor, and he plays Zukov.
That Jason Isaac.
No.
No, he's not the Red Army general. What position does he have?
Yeah, he's an army. Well, yeah, he's a general in the Russian army. He's the one with the Yorkshire accent. Oh,
yeah,
you just
Jason Isaac.
Is that how he's? That's not his name, is it? Is it
actor? Yeah, look it up.
Is that the man's name? Jason Isaac. Oh, it is. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was his name. Isaacs.
Sorry.
Apologies.
I was pretty close. Oh, he is so good in that.
He's amazing.
The look on your fucking face.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to shit yourself. So fucking good.
Oh, the man who made Mother Russia his bitch. You think I give a fuck about my wife? My own son got locked up in prison, and I didn't save his life. You get up easy when they pickle that moose cock. I'd leave your neck in a noose in a trench and shot. Your whole family shot. All your wizard friends shot. Anyone who sold you pierogi shot. Starving for days so you waste away. I even crushed motherfuckers when I'm laying in state. Kind of let took Trotsky out of the picture. Dropped the hammer on you harder than I bitch slapped Hitler.
Oh.
I have no pride for you who ruined everything my revolution was doing to stop the
Oh, sorry, go on.
Trotsky, Hammer.
Oh, yeah, no, I see. Yeah, okay. That's all.
Yep.
I fought the bondage of classes, the proletariat masses that brought me here to spit a thesis against both of your asses. That's what we do there. Frankenstein, looking like something out of R.L. Stein. It's hip-hop chowder, red of a wine. This is odds why I can't do shit tonight. Joseph, you were supposed to be my right-hand man, but your loyalty shriveled up like your right-hand man. Your whole future was bright. You let your heart grow dark and stop the greatest revolution since the birth of Marx.
Knock, 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 knock. Did somebody say birthmarks?
Fuck off. Fuck right off.
Oh, that's a terrible pun. That's a
Oh,
terrible pun.
did somebody say birthmarks?
Yeah.
Love it.
Those assholes made a mess and the war got cold.
battle. Shook hands with both Ronalds, Reagan and McDonald's. No doubt.
Shook hands with both Donalds. No, Ronalds, Reagan and McDonald's.
That's a good bar.
That's a fucking bar. Holy shit.
That was good.
And within, time to get out. I have the balls to let Baryshnikov dance, player. Go down that wall like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah, you two need yoga. You need a shower. And you all need to learn how to handle real power.
Did somebody say real power? God, you want to mess with me? Spit hard bars when I'm crushing these beats. Blow it up like a tuba while I'm balling in Cuba. Doing judo moves and schooling every communist suka. I'm a president, my prime. My enemy don't distract me. The last man who attacked me. Let the half-life to contract of empty. You know what do it. We try to
With the
bust alive because of my life.
That is pretty good.
The XKGB is the best MC in the FCCCP.
Okay, now I want to watch Isaac's enough. Death of Stalin.
Now you want to watch what?
Well, probably copyrighted material, I imagine. But fuck
Oh,
it.
okay, but Jason Isaacs is worth it, right?
Yeah.
Sad day, soldier?
Yes, sir.
Sad day. How's done off? You handsome devil. Stick you in a frock, I'd fucking ride you all myself.
I won't take that as a compliment.
Yeah, don't. Right. What's a war hero got to do? Get some lubrication round here.
Generalissimo.
There he is, eh? A great man. Seen a lot of death, but that is a loss. Tell me something. Why is the army been replaced by the NKVD all over Moscow? I mean, I'm smiling, but I am very fucking furious.
Perhaps this is a good time for Comrade Eugenia to go and prepare those precious fingers.
Yes, one moment, General. I will properly catch up with you this evening.
I'm looking forward to it.
You never kiss my hand anymore.
I taught Nikita's niece to play.
Yes, you did. That was quite the salon recital.
Oh, I love the idea you're at a salon. Do you have a party trick? Burping the alphabet?
Comrade Malenkov, with sharper cheekbones as requested. Sharp, not sharp. Sharp, not sharp.
I would like that one destroyed. Thank you.
Good luck with the performance tonight, by the way.
Thank you.
This is not the person I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, it goes back.
Oh, and they're conspiring, yeah. Oh no, it's a bit farther on.
I had to make a decision.
We're discussing the city's security.
I know.
Jesus Christ. Did Coco Chanel take a shit on your head?
No, he did not.
Listen. Moscow's going to be boiling with people. His little fucking heads of the NKVD won't know what to do.
There's going to be thousands of civilians flooding in on trains from all over Russia.
No, we're controlling the crowd at source. All trains inbound to Moscow have been cancelled.
You can't do that.
Wait a minute.
People have a
What?
right to see him.
Oh, come on. No.
Just temporarily.
I'm the
not
funeral,
right.
I'm the trains. This is horseshit, okay? I've been picking out funeral cushions with Slim Hitler over there. This, capita, that, and you've done what? No. I'm the trains, and I want them back.
Well, let's see who can mobilise first. Oh, seems to be me.
Sneaky little shit.
And we're opening the doors.
True. Anyway.
He's so good in that.
He's
good in everything he does, but.
True. Anyway. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to fucking say now.
Did you see that Mel Gibson's house burned down while he was on the Joe Rogan podcast?
Well, it's probably well, let's be honest, Christy. We all know who Mel Gibson is really blaming for that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yep. Yeah. Who is? Hang on. What's no? That video is unavailable by Pagan Man. Apologies. Anyway, so yes. My condolences to everyone in California. It's fucked up, right?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, this is how the climate wars are going to start. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what we have to do something. Can't just like let like acres and acres of land burn down every year and think that like what are we supposed to do? Keep rebuilding it? Yes, it's a problem.
Indeed.
Big problem.
Indeed. Now, Phantom of Black, we're aware that CCCP is the Cyrillic for USSR because like of all the Olympic teams, basically, who used to play in CCCP shirts. In fact, that actually has even become a meme now, that capitalists make money from making that merch and selling it.
Yeah, I mean, like the P is the R and the C is the S, right?
It's something, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
Cyrillic.
And
It's a
they've got
completely
this
different
weird kind
alphabet.
of like Tau. They have a lot of great, like
They have a
lot of
weird
interesting
towel.
Tau, kind of like, I don't know, they have weird M and N's, and I studied Russian. There's like 33 letters
That's too many
in their
letters.
alphabet. Too many
many.
letters in the alphabet.
Although I mean, Chinese is weird. It's not even really like, doesn't
Well,
even
at
have
least
an
it's little
alphabet as
houses.
such.
You know, at least
Yeah.
it's little picture houses.
At least it's little. That's so racist.
There's little pictures.
Little houses.
Like little houses and stuff.
Christy,
you know?
this is one of the great cultures of Earth. Come up with some of the greatest philosophy and writing ever. It's not
Yeah,
little
but they
houses.
literally do pictograms. Like they're
Why have I
short
why have I totally flipped from saying it's a bunch of shit to like just doing the thing? Sello.
Anyway, so what we're gonna watch first, Matt Gaetz or what was the other one?
There's the Matt Gaetz one, and then there's something else. I don't know. You sent me two things.
I did send you two
You
things.
did.
Oh, the the other one was just let's start with the other one because it's shorter and we don't have to watch the whole thing, just like the first half. And that's about Elon is negotiating with himself again.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hey guys,
I
me,
mean,
Sam Stein here with my bud.
I suppose we should mention. Did you see his latest nonsense from last night?
Update me because there's so much nonsense. It's
Yeah.
hard to.
This
is this about him faking his video game stuff?
No, although that may have come out yesterday, I don't know. No, this was him on one of his Twitter Spaces, as you do, not pretending to be Adrian Dittman this time, as himself, interviewing someone from the AfD, as you do.
Oh,
in fact,
God,
literally
serious?
the granddaughter of a judge that was appointed by Adolf Hitler. So, you know, they're really beating those allegations sometime soon, I'm sure. Anyway, and on it, this person described Adolf Hitler as a communist, to which Elon Musk agreed.
Oh yes, because people don't know how to. Yeah, because that's why he killed a lot of communists, and accused Jewish people of promoting communism to start class wars because it destabilizes countries because they were so communist.
Yeah, he's a darling, isn't he?
He's a fascist. So do you want to know how? Do you want to see the proof that he's before we start this that he's cheating at video games?
Yeah, by all means. By the way, anyone wants to do a cheeky little super chat in the YouTube so I can get working on my little poem?
I do
That would be
bar.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've already sent it to you. It basically kind of.
On what? On Discord?
On Discord, yeah. Do you want to read it out or shall I?
I can read it out. Presumably you don't. I don't need to share with you because you sent it to me. So yes.
Yes.
So gamers, I'm funny. Gamers are accusing Elon Musk of cheating at popular video games by allegedly turning to loopholes and hiring better users to play for him. What a surprise! Elon Musk boasts that one of the top-ranked Diablo, is that 4, I think? Players, some prolific gamers believe, blah blah blah, cheating, something. Amid Elon Musk's to-do list includes serving as chief executive of Tesla and SpaceX, overseeing X, and acting as a close advisor to President-elect Donald Trump and running the Department of Government Efficiency. In addition to these formidable tasks, he has managed to accomplish the improbable. Rank among the top players of the popular dungeon-crawling video game Diablo 4 and Path of Exile 2.
Oh, you know what I just saw? It has an audio. Listen to the article now at the top if you want to just have that.
Oh,
one
that's
there for
easier.
you.
Yeah.
Gamers
Also, I
are
can't
accusing
post in your
Elon
chat.
Musk
Did
of
someone actually
cheating.
take you seriously and block me from your chat?
What's that, sorry?
I actually cannot post in your chat. Did someone actually take you seriously and block me?
I hope so. I've specifically requested that several times.
Yes, you have.
No, can someone unban Christy, please? I don't know. Maybe I mean, maybe someone didn't know. But then, no. If presumably, if you're a mod of mine, you've been watching for a while and you do know who Christy is. Like I know she's been gone a little bit, but you haven't forgotten, surely.
Maybe the chat's just a little bit laggy. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I want to make sure you can type.
All right. Test, and post. Nothing.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Yeah. I keep collecting.
Which one are you in, YouTube or?
I'm on Twitch.
Twitch, okay. I don't know how to unban.
Yeah, it's okay. Honestly, I don't need to. I can just comment out loud and people will hear me because they're watching the show. I don't actually.
No. What's your username?
Rolling Left.
Rolling Left. Can someone unban them, please? Thank you. Anyway.
At popular video games by allegedly turning to loopholes and hiring better users to play for him.
Oh no,
Amid
really?
Elon Musk's to-do list includes serving as chief executive of Tesla and SpaceX, overseeing X, and acting as a close advisor to President-elect Donald Trump and running the Department of Government Efficiency. In addition to those formidable tasks...
Do you want to try now?
Okay, I'll just keep trying as we go through.
Okay. Have you done the...
All right, go ahead. Okay. Yeah, I just tried again. It just says welcome to Kevin's chat room.
Hang on a minute. If it just says welcome to the chat room, have you tried... Does it say these are the rules or whatever?
No, I've just seen that the last person I saw that posted was at 2031 was Phantom Black doing a picture of, I don't know, James from the internet maybe?
What?
So...
Oh, that's from
33.
ages ago.
I think mine might just, my chat just might be a bit laggy.
Apparently you need to refresh.
Okay. But you can't see my, I did refresh.
Okay.
I've refreshed many times, and I still can't post. So I'll just figure out what's going on.
Hang on a minute. Rolling Left. Oh, hang on, I'll post your name, and then I can...
Okay.
No, I can't go on to... Oh, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I can't, I don't even show up in the chat. I don't exist!
Ban Kevin
matter.
Logan. Oh, for fuck's sake.
He has managed to accomplish the improbable, rank among the top players of the popular dungeon-crawling video games Diablo 4 and Path of Exile 2. However, Musk is lacking bona fides among some gamers who believe the ubiquitous tech titan couldn't have achieved this feat on his own. Some think he hired a more skilled player to level up his character in Path of Exile 2, an action role-playing game released by Grinding Gear Games last month. Others allege he turned to loopholes to best parts of Diablo 4, a similar game released in June 2023 by Activision Blizzard's subsidiary Blizzard Entertainment. Musk and Activision Blizzard did not immediately respond to Fortune's request for comment. In a Tuesday evening Path of Exile 2 stream, Musk appeared to try to enter game portals he doesn't have access to and passed by valuable in-game items without collecting them, denoting rookie gameplay, Vice reported. The faux pas convinced Twitch streamer Quinn69 to allege Musk didn't understand basic gaming conventions and was boosting his character by hiring a better player to grind through the game for him by completing tedious, time-consuming tasks. He literally has no idea what he's doing.
Well, of course, but this is the capitalist all over. He wants the fucking he wants the valor, so to speak.
Yeah. He wants the props and the respect and the notoriety, but he doesn't want to do the work.
True.
He wants to steal other people's work and claim it as his own.
Yeah.
Which is what he's been doing his entire life.
Do you want to try again?
Sure. Test. Or teat. One of the two. And send. Nothing.
Well, if you're going to type in rude words, it shouldn't come through.
No, I said test and post.
Are you? You're not in the viewer. I haven't got it on follower all thing anyway. So, but are you following?
I mean, I followed you from forever.
Yeah,
like,
but sometimes you can get unfollowed. You know,
oh, okay. I'll go check and see if I'm following you or not. Just to subscribe.
You can subscribe if you want.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I already subscribed to you.
Oh, dude, Elon! Oh, Elon! Elon!
Yeah, followers. I don't know. Gift a sub. Just, yeah, there's no follow button. Heart button.
Oh,
no,
you're literally a mod. I've got you up now.
I know it's weird. It's also really boring, so let's go back to the article.
Also, you did post earlier, lol, Muscle Mommy has entered the building.
Yeah, but that was like at the start of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's... Okay.
I posted like 15 things and they're not coming up.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do?
Don't do it.
What?
Whatever it is, just ignore it. Let's just get on with things.
No, I'm going to time you out.
Okay, I'm currently timed out from the chat. I can chat again in 10 minutes.
There you go. We'll see if that works.
Put me in a timeout. That's hilarious.
Okay. 69, who has more than 892,000 Twitch followers, said in his stream, "This is straight up account sharing. piling allegations. This isn't the first time a bona fide player has become suspicious of Musk's in-game accomplishments. Musk became one of Diablo IV's top players.
There's no way he can be.
No.
Like,
when does...
Because first off, he tweets too much. It's not that he does any work at like X or fucking SpaceX or the Boring Company or any of those other companies.
Tesla?
No. He just tweets all day. So he can't be playing Diablo and tweeting all day.
Oh,
and taking drugs.
And and sleeping on the floor of his office, and also spending lots and lots of time with all of his various kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, no, the one kid, the only kid he actually spends time with is the one kid who can't quite orate that they don't want to spend time with him.
Yeah, the one he uses for a human shield.
That one. Yeah. Also, I know he's a shit gamer because I watched 2.5 hours of him playing Fortnite as Adrian Dittman on stream the other day. So he's shit. And like the mechanics of that game aren't that different. It's running around and shooting cunts, you know?
Does Adrian Dittman stutter as much as Elon? I think that's the real question here.
He stutters a fair amount, but what I think is actually the case is that what might help him with the stutter is the fact that I think Adrian Dittman, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but they're both cunts, right? When he takes Ket, when he gets in the K-hole, he becomes Adrian Dittman and logs in and starts fucking fash posting. And then when he sobers up, he deletes a lot of that and then becomes Elon Musk, who's like him but worse. Because it's literally Elon Musk and he's about to become president. So
that's a theory.
You know. Thank you, Wargle Wargle, for gifting a sub to the currently timed out Rolling Left. And thank you, Kieran Saunders, for gifting a sub to Marcel Paul, who is French.
Oh, nice.
They are French. I mean, I don't usually point out someone's nationality so that you'll think less of them.
But the French
usually,
yeah.
You know.
On November 20th last year, posting a video on X of his record-fast conquest of the Pit, a culminating challenge at the end of the game, in under 2 minutes. The feat came weeks after Musk's appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, where he claimed to be among the top 20 Diablo 4 players in the world. According to Microsoft-owned leaderboard platform Helltides.com, Elon Musk now sits at number 53 on the all-time record board for the Pit.
Cheater.
So many life lessons to be learned from speedrunning video games on max difficulty, Musk said in the post. Teaches...
No, there isn't. I'm sorry, no, there isn't. Even if that were true, even if this was all bollocks, or even if it was legit, right, that he actually was this gifted fucking savant of the Diablo world, you can't learn that much. It's a video game. You can learn how to beat that video game.
Yeah.
That's about it. That literally is about all you can do. Also, you don't even do that. You literally just sit on Twitter posting a fascist shite.
All day long.
Honestly, it should be banned. I hope, at the very least, I hope the EU ban it. Our government are spineless cunts. They're not going to do shit.
This is it. Like, honestly, the EU is the one thing standing between democracy and fascism. Although it's not got a great record, because, like, the Austrians have a right-wing government, the Italians have a right-wing government, the Germans... The British got out of their right-wing government after 14 years of right-wing government.
But we're not even in the EU, so...
Not anymore, because of your right-wing government.
Well, and the people of Britain voted for it, to be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair.
True.
So let's apportion blame. There is more than just the fascist cunts at Downing Street that are the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
You to see the Matrix, rather than simply exist in the Matrix.
Although it was funny, I don't know if you saw him call for Nigel Farage to be fired.
Oh, they had a little spat over his like Nigel, for like his faults, he knows the line that he can walk between respectability and being dismissed as BNP.
Yeah.
You know, like, and Elon has no sense of where that line is.
No.
So watching them, I mean, but obviously Farage came out and was like basically sucking his cock to get them back to his good graces.
Yeah.
You know, but Musk really, the whole Tommy Robinson thing was a huge misstep.
Oh, absolutely. Someone says, but Elon Musk is South African. To be more precise, because there's nothing wrong with inherently in being South African, it's being white South African.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Like, by comparison, like, I'll suck a Frenchman's dick before even talking to a white South African. How dare you? You're not gonna respond to that, Christo?
Nope.
No.
Let's go.
Okay. Fair enough.
Diablo 4 gamers weren't convinced. Luiz Felipe Terra da Silva, a 20-year-old student and video game TikToker in Brazil, said it was widely accepted in the gaming community that Musk took advantage of a bug in order to set a new pit record. Indeed, some noted that Diablo 4 was experiencing a bug that inflated a player's health at the same time Musk uploaded the video of his record-breaking run. Siki Chun, founder and CEO of finance platform Runway, suggested in jest Musk hired a team of professionals to play the game on his behalf. I have it on good authority that the most airtight NDA on the planet is the one signed by the team of pro gamers ghost-playing Diablo 4 for Elon, Chun wrote on X in November. Regardless of how Musk earned his ranking, there's still one thing that saddens Silva about Musk's public Diablo 4 gameplay.
It's that it's a thing at all.
Yeah. He's, what is it? I think they say it in the podcast. What the one thing money can't buy you is people liking you.
Literally,
and it's
yeah.
And Musk is so desperate to
Yeah.
be adored by everyone.
Yeah. And that's what I think is sending him over the edge. It's not just his trans daughter, which definitely is a sore point. Definitely. Because right at the end of that 2.5 hour thing that I watched, the guy is trying to bait him by saying, name 3 women. Name just any 3 women at all, right? As a kind of way of saying you don't know any women, basically.
Yeah.
And the guy, and he's like, no, I'm going to, it's funny, I don't have to do anything, blah, blah, blah. And the guy goes, look, I can name 3 women, and then names, what was his ex-wife called? The fuck.
Oh, Grimes?
Grimes. He went, Grimes, Ghislaine Maxwell, and what's his daughter called? Victoria or something? I can't remember anyway.
Yeah.
So, and those are the 3, and the Elon goes, Adrian Dittman says, oh, I see what your agenda is now. Like, he could just, he's so defeated. Just by that one joke. You're a nonce. Your ex-wife is fucking a trans woman and your daughter's trans. Deal with it, bitch. Which is pretty good. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, Elon Musk desperately wants to be liked. And I think what's sending him over the edge is that he now knows he won't be. Like, it doesn't matter what, even if he gets to Mars, he won't be remembered as the Mars man. He'll be the racist cunt who used other people's rockets to get to Mars. He's not going to be Iron Man. He's more likely to be Hitler.
Yep. He's more like a Bond villain.
Yeah. And like you said, I think Vivian is her name. Apologies, yes. I should have known that, really. I know a trans Vivian as it is. That shouldn't have escaped my mind.
Yeah.
By the way, everyone go and follow Mixed Vivian Wolf, who's fucking awesome. He desperately wants to be liked, right? And I've said this for a long time. Everyone who knows him hates him. No one, like even Trump. He literally just bought the American election for Trump. A man who is still phenomenally unpopular, by the way. Let us not pretend for a second that Donald Trump has become, America's fucking sweetheart. He's still hated by huge chunks of the population, and even millions of people who did vote for him didn't want to. They just hated the other person more for various disgusting reasons. Anyway, and it's spending a couple of weeks with him at Mar-a-Lago, and he fucking hates him, and you can tell he hates him. He's just a very unpleasant person, fundamentally. And rather than work on himself, he's just been an evil prick and got lots of money, and now there are enough yes men that he hasn't fucking topped himself. Yet. There's still time though, Elon.
Yep.
Elon.
There we go. Hit play.
If he loves the game,
oh,
really...
God, sorry.
That's all right. Someone recommended me to try closing Twitch and opening it again, except it automatically opens.
Don't say Musk Vivian Wolf. That's outrageous. Even as a dad joke.
You should just play without these things, Silva told Fortune. I don't see the reason to do this because he's already famous, very famous. Musk's ranking on Helltides.com is accurate. FaZe, co-owner of the platform, told The Verge in November. But the ranking does come with an asterisk. FaZe said the platform is not affiliated with Activision Blizzard, the maker of the Diablo games, and rankings are based on user-submitted videos, of which there are fewer than 900. Diablo 4 has more than 3.3 million monthly active users, according to game statistics platform ActivePlayer.io. There's no way for us to know about pit runs that aren't recorded and shared, FaZe said.
I don't
Musk's
know. These are just sounds now. FaZe said there's no way of checking the speed run on Diablo. Oh, fuck off. These are just, it's nonsense. I hate it. Can we go back to me making jokes about Elon Musk? And things.
We don't have to finish this, but you know, it's mostly nerdy gamer details.
Exactly. And gamers are scum. We've been through this.
Game balance. Author and journalist Walter Isaacson, who published a biography about Elon Musk in 2023, has previously called Musk a video game addict. The tech mogul has even pushed back meetings in order to extend gaming sessions, according to Isaacson, and has cited games like Polytopia as helping create better CEOs because...
Can you imagine, like, showing up for a meeting with Elon Musk and him telling you, "Oh, sorry, I'm right in the middle of a gaming session. Can you just, like, sit out there for a half hour and do fucking nothing while I game?"
And people still give him money.
Yeah. It's really astounding.
Yeah. Playing would help others remove empathy. Musk has historically had no problems mixing work and play, with many of his Diablo 4 streams gaining attention for their disclosures of Musk's business plans. A SpaceX staff member appeared to brief Musk on Starlink Flight 5 while he was streaming last October, Reuters reporter Joey Roulette observed. "We were 1 second away from telling the rocket to abort and try to crash into the ground next to the tower," someone in the stream's background said. During a 3-hour stream last January, Musk answered viewer questions on future plans for Starlink, which is operated by SpaceX, and his ambitions to build a video streaming platform on X that could rival Amazon-owned Twitch. Those aspirations included a revenue-sharing program for users who stream on X. In 2023...
No, but the thing is, there's already such a service, it's called Kick. If you wanted to do fascist video game streaming, there's no wedge in the market for you to exploit there. It's done. Elon.
Hey! I had to uninstall Twitch, reinstall it, and re-log in, and rejoin your chat or stream. But now I can post.
Cool.
Okay. I'm still in my timeout. It started over.
No, I just timed you out again.
You're such a dick. What was I doing that was pissing you off a while ago? I was like bonging you or something. We can start doing that shit again.
Excuse, use a nameless entity. Did I give you permission to overrule me? Really? Outrageous. I should time you out as well, dickhead. Time you all out. I timed your mum out. Anyway. Let's go. I want to listen to a human voice again. It's fucking driving me mental.
Yeah, that's fine. I know AI. People who think that you're going to replace people with AI for everything. People don't like dealing with AIs.
No, there's no fucking way in this world I'm going to fucking do all that. No, I need to listen to a human being. Oh, did I unmod you? Okay, I need to remod. No, it still says moderator. Yeah. I don't know. It's got rid of the fucking thing next to your name, but it's still there. Shop.
Hey guys, it's me, Sam Stein, here with my bud.
Also, that's just Rory McIlroy on the left. You can't convince me otherwise.
Okay.
That's a golfer. Never mind.
Oh, okay. No wonder I didn't get the reference.
Tim Miller, we are going to be talking about Elon, but kind of specific. We're going to be talking about DOGE. So basically, for those who are uninitiated, DOGE is this fake government entity that Elon has started up with his buddy.
Which, by the way, isn't going to go anywhere. Nothing's really going to be cheap like that. They've already admitted they can't cut anywhere near the amount of money.
Yep.
Now, I've got... I think I announced this the other day. Or announced. I said it the other day. He's said that he's going to try and cut Pentagon spending, which is a win-win, right? Because either he succeeds and the Pentagon has less money, which is good for humanity, or what is more likely is the second he puts any kind of plan together to cut Pentagon spending, his plane crashes, or he falls out of a window.
But like Putin's head of his private security company?
Or exactly, yeah. Or he totally randomly stabs himself to death in the stomach while shaving. That sort of thing.
Knife.
You know.
He ran into my knife 10 times.
Exactly, yeah. Why did he drink all that polonium? Oh,
Yeah.
crazy talk.
Oh, the joke about the half-life in the rap.
That is pretty good. That is pretty fucking good. Thank you, Super Tiny Bob, for gifting a membership. Although, for basically the same price, for one extra penny, you could have chosen a fascist for me to rap about. But you didn't. You decided to gift a membership. And so you don't get to choose. The goal is still ongoing.
Vivek Ramaswamy. Unclear, actually, who else is on it, if they're going to get money, if they're going to be actually part of the government. But long story short...
They're going to get huge scissors. That they're going to be able to stand outside of like the Department of...
Yeah, and I imagine they're not going to cut any of the billions of dollars that Elon Musk gets. The huge fucking welfare queen.
Yeah, we definitely need to cut that. Absolutely.
Interior and be like, we're going to cut things in here with our huge scissors.
Well, that was the promise, right? Like, so this is what happened. Before the election, on the campaign trail, Elon's going out on the trail with Trump. He's getting these big crowds. I think at Madison Square Garden, Dana White says, Doge, what are you gonna, how much you gonna cut? And he says, at least $2 trillion. At least $2 trillion.
Minimum.
Well, I think we can do at least 2 trillion.
Yeah. And then everyone started time was like, that's ridiculous. Like, what are you talking about? You don't have enough domestic discretionary spending to cut that. And so then last night, Elon goes on a podcast hosted by Mark Penn. For those who don't know Mark is a longtime political operative in the DC space. He was a Clinton advisor.
So presumably knows things. Presumably about how the federal government actually operates. Which you would think Trump would know, given that he was president for 4 years. But no. No. By the way, Christy.
Yeah.
Who really owns Greenland when you think about it?
Owns it?
Yeah.
That's like a complicated question. I don't know all the various legal property. Are you talking about like a
presume, have you not been following the Trump trying to take over Greenland?
But you say who owns it is different from like who governs it or who.
Well, okay. Well, a person doesn't own it. Denmark.
Yeah, that's what I
owns
mean.
it.
But they're also a slightly self-governing territory.
They're semi-autonomous. That is certainly true, and the government are currently looking to become entirely so. But the point being that's one of the little sneaky little questions when you're going about what's the largest, country in the EU or whatever, and technically, it's Denmark. Technically.
Because of
Greenland, because Greenland's like fucking 20 times the size of actual Denmark.
My eyebrow is going up a lot at that.
Yeah.
That's like the U.S. claiming all of its territories, Oh, and then of course we also had Elon Musk insulting all Canadians by referring to their prime minister as a governor.
Well, no, Trump did. Trump already did that.
But Musk jumped on that bandwagon too and stuck his.
Well, but in theory, it should be worse that the president of the United States said it.
Yeah, but we all know Trump is insane.
Yeah, and that he isn't really the president.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm going to say now the president of the United States is Adrian Dittman. And the vice president is John Barron.
Yes.
Which is a callback reference
yeah.
to 1988 or whatever it was. I don't know.
Deep lore.
Yeah.
And Hillary Clinton's 2008
didn't the president of Mexico say something about taking back Texas?
Something like that, yeah. And also he was going to try and rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Which doesn't really work because, like, America, you don't own the word America. America refers to everything from the tip of Argentina to the top of Canada, you prick. Yeah. Like, technically, Brazil could call itself the United States of America and it would be just as geographically correct. Like, it's nonsense anyway. And she said, well, we're going to call it something like Mexicano de blah, 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 blah. I don't fucking know, something in Spanish. Apologies to all the Spaniards.
Here we go. Oh, I can't get it. Access denied because of geographic.
Denied.
Mexican president. No, I keep getting denied. Yeah, the sarcastic response about renaming it to the Gulf of America. I can't get in there. Boo. Oh, there we go. President-elect Trump's proposal to rename the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America has drawn reactions from President Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum.
Scheinbaum.
And then there's a whole bunch of shite. Oh, it's an X thing.
Yeah.
It's like an X post, so we're not going to do it.
That was the Mexicana Americana. Yeah. Or Americana Mexicana.
Yeah. All right, so hit play.
I didn't hear a please there.
No, you didn't.
I didn't hear a please, Daddy. Which would be weird and gross.
Well, that's what you do on your private time.
It's gross, Krista.
Campaign has
You
become,
asked for it.
kind of.
I definitely did not.
You literally just.
I
came up with it
literally did
yourself,
not.
And the words came out of your own mouth.
No, I was just saying that was a thing I had. I also didn't hear you say I like baked potatoes.
Baked potato changed my life.
Baked potato showed me the way.
Of like this Trump curious, now Trump supportive person online. He has a podcast, which apparently everyone has, and
a key kind of like progenitor of birtherism too.
Was he? I
Also,
don't remember.
yeah. I mean, not in the way that Trump, obviously, Trumpified.
I thought Penn was all into the Obama did a lot of coke.
Well, I think we've made clear that the issue related to cocaine use is not something that the campaign was in any way raising.
I think he was into all of it.
Okay, but my dude Areno, you're like, was that Hillary Clinton campaign? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, your candidate's husband is probably a rapist, right?
Well, I think Mark Penn also has problematic views, so can we? Yeah. Like, I think you're kind of like skipping the lead on this one, but go ahead.
Well, I don't know anything about him.
Well, yeah, we were about to talk about him, but you stopped them.
Well, stopped is a very final thing, Krista. I have
paused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think that I just mean that in the Hillary campaign, you think he was a key player in the
Reverend Wright,
Reverend Wright, heirs. Yeah. He's
all's fair in campaigns. Anyways, Elon Musk goes on his podcast.
How is Mark Penn's podcast doing, by the way? This is the first I'd heard of it.
I did not know he had a podcast, and the fact that he booked Elon Musk is incredible.
Yeah.
And we can get into that later. Anyways, Penn asks him, now that you've gone to look at the books. Is $2 trillion possible? And Elon says to him, I think we'll try for $2 trillion. I think that's the best.
Do we have the
outcome.
videotape?
Do you think the $2 trillion is a realistic number now that you're looking more closely at it?
Yeah, well, I think
already before he said a word, the answer is no.
See, he's already stuttering. This is why the whole Dittman thing is a little bit sus to me. So.
Yeah, but he's ketted off his fucking rocker.
But he's always stutters. This is like.
Hang on, how do you know when he stutters on Ket or not?
Well, I've only seen him stutter on every single appearance I've ever watched of him.
And he would never have taken drugs when he isn't Adrian Dittman. Krista.
Well, I don't know. Like, we watched him on like the Tesla. Remember we watched the stutter? That one was just only him stuttering or awkward pauses. Is that a Tesla speech?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, I'm just putting it out there.
I think it's him.
Okay.
And when I'm proven correct, I'm coming for all you bitches. I'm going to be snatching wigs left and right.
we'll try for $2 trillion. I think that's like the best case outcome. But I do think that
at least at minimum.
Minimum. That was minimum. Yeah, what happened
minimum.
there? Whoa.
What, I mean, the guy who's been lying about full self-driving for the last decade maybe lied about something?
The floor became the ceiling very quick. What happened there, lad? No wonder your fucking cars explode. You don't know which way a room goes.
Oh, they're doing another massive recall, too, on Teslas.
Yeah, and they're exploding all the fucking time. And not always because of terrorism.
Yep.
Not always.
You kind of have to have some overage. I think if we try for $2 trillion, we've got a good shot at getting one.
Alright. See, you can do proper sentences. Once he gets going, he can do sentences. It's not like he's got like one of those stutters where it's random like ticks or whatever. It's once he gets into a sentence. And I think when he's on the Ket, he doesn't have to think about anything. It just sort of comes out of him.
Just flows.
Yeah. That's where he has all of his best ideas. shall we say?
Quote unquote.
Yeah. There are now 2 Cybertrucks 5 minutes away from Kiev. What are you talking about, Kieran? Don't you live in London? There are not Cybertrucks here. Don't say that. That's like that's worse than when we had the first fucking case of COVID. If we've if we've got contracted airborne fucking Teslas, fuck it. There's no fucking inoculation for that. We're all just gonna have to commit fucking Harry-Carry. Is that the right phrase?
Harry-Carry?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think it's. Yeah.
Seppuku would also have worked.
Would have also accepted.
Yeah.
You know, it's not likely we're going to do $2 trillion. We'd be lucky if we had $1 trillion, you know? $1 trillion.
Half.
You know, just sort of compromising and negotiating with yourself right out of the gate, but also...
Well, he negotiated... I mean, we've already seen the prowess of this man in arguing with an absolutely non-responsive Stephen King and negotiating with himself to get the price down to $8 a month, which Stephen King obviously was never going to pay and didn't even respond to. Genius.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of too when I heard this, which is why I thought we should watch it.
Yeah, amazing. Honestly, you should read The Art of the Deal. So should Donald. He hasn't read it, obviously. He didn't write it. He doesn't know how to fucking read.
No, he can't write.
Did the sentencing happen yet? What did they even give him a slap on the wrist?
He got nothing.
Nothing. Brilliant. I mean, I assumed they weren't going to send him to jail.
No, they were no. Yeah.
Does he not even have to go and pick up some dog shit in a park?
He doesn't have to pay a fine. It's literally nothing. All that time and effort.
Not even some community service.
Nothing.
Well, how has he been found guilty then? If there's literally no punishment.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I read. Get fucking Marcus in here if you want to yell.
No, I'm not yelling. I'm not yelling at you, Christy. I'm yelling in general.
Yelling in the same room.
Yeah. I'm yelling in sympathy. This is a sympathy yell.
I get it. It's frustrating. I get it. But I also had no hopes for the justice system in this case. So.
Yeah, true. And even though he got no punishment, he'll still fucking not absolve himself. What do they call it? Pardon. He'll still pardon himself.
He can't pardon himself because it's a state crime.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He can only pardon himself.
They should have at least made him pick up some dog shit in a park for like 10 hours or something.
Yeah.
Give him like a little, just so you can see him in the orange viz, having to pick up dog shit in Central Park.
Yeah.
Like that'd be amazing. Imagine if you had to clean up his own fucking his own health director's bear corpses from Central Park. Imagine.
What RFK bear corpses? What?
Are you not aware of the bear corpse story?
No, I am, but that was like a one-time thing. I don't think.
No, Christy. If you're the kind of person that dumps bear corpses, that is not a one-time thing. He's also cut the head off a fucking whale. This is a repeated pattern of weird animal behaviour.
In terms of a community service, it's a very specific and probably not very common thing to call someone out to do community service to haul away a bear corpse.
Did you think I was seriously suggesting there would be a bear corpse? I was just doing a he should have to pick up shit in Central Park joke, allied with a did you know RFK dumped a bear corpse in Central Park joke.
It made it sound like you wanted him to go out and do bear corpse retrievals.
I don't know how much call there is for that.
Exactly, that's my point.
Like, you have taken the joke far too seriously. You have taken it entirely literally when I meant it entirely non-literally.
Once there's a dead bear corpse, they call Trump and he has to put on an orange jumpsuit and come out and collect it.
Yeah, but there's so few of those cases that he'll probably have to be during his presidency.
That was my point.
They'll have to call him out of a national security meeting. Look,
thank you. Yes.
Just outside Schenectady, which by the way is a real place in upstate New York. There's a bear corpse. So I don't give a fuck if you're conferring with the Joint Chiefs of Staff. You can't. You've got 17 hours left on this, and you're going to pick up the fucking bear corpse.
All right, hit play.
Which would be funny.
Yeah.
Maybe realism. I don't know. What do you make of it?
Yeah. The DOGE topic is going to be the toughest one for me over the course of the year. Like, my vestigial fiscal conservatism, kind of interferes with this, where I'm like, we probably could do some cuts on commerce. All right.
And you can always throw yourself into a wood chipper in Minecraft. You can. It's a thing you can do in Minecraft, Christo.
Okay, I haven't played Minecraft, so I'll just have to believe you on that one.
I haven't either.
Yep.
I could do create some efficiencies.
Right.
I forget who I was on with recently. Somebody was like, the last person that did that was Clinton, actually. So, that doesn't have to be a partisan thing. Democrats can do efficiencies.
Actually, that's not true. The last person who did it was Obama.
Obama failed. Obama did try.
It was sequestration. They did it.
Oh, well, yeah, but it wasn't Obama.
Oh, not remotely talking of Obama, but kind of. Did you hear? Well, actually, we've had 2 great deaths in the last couple of days.
Yeah. Yes.
We had, and I'm not going to do a crab dance because that would be too much. And Christie's here. We have to try and remain, a bit okay. Although I think I have called for at least 2 people tonight. Anyway, yes. What's her name? Anita Bryant, famous homophobe of the 70s and 80s.
Yes, anti-LGBT, a horrible person.
Who famously got cream pied, and not in a good way.
Oh, that's funny. And Le Pen.
Le Pen also died, but I did do a crab dance for him already.
The dad, yeah.
Exactly. Well, people forget that, right? Mm-hmm. When you laugh at the death of Jean-Marie Le Pen, and you forget that he also has a family that deserve to die. So, do you know what I mean?
Terms of service.
Well, no, I didn't say we should kill them or anything. I just said they deserve to die. That's not a threat.
I think it does. I think it is.
I'm not. You know what? I'm not sure it is.
I think you should look into that.
Probably. Yeah, so that happened. And then a weird one, because I don't even know the guy's name. It doesn't even matter. His name is irrelevant to the topic. Do you remember during the adrenochrome-fueled haze that was QAnon?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Do you remember the QAnon pizza shooter guy?
Oh, yes, I saw that.
Yeah, he went into a pizza restaurant way back when, like 4 years ago. Shot the place up. Went to jail and all the rest of it because he was convinced that in the non-existent basement of this place there was a paedophile ring. Mm-hmm. There was not, because there is no basement there.
Nope.
Anyway, he was shot and killed.
Yes, by because again, how did he even get a gun after that first thing? But he had a standoff with police after a traffic stop or something.
What a surprise! What a very, very fucking balanced individual. We should definitely allow people like that to have weaponry.
Well, it's really important that we don't let people have fireworks because those are dangerous and you could hurt yourself.
Lawn darts. You can take an eye out with a lawn dart.
Yeah, really can't have those around. But IR-40 or 15 in a school, that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so he was killed. I'm just gonna say, rare cop dub. Very rare, but still. Just saying. Did you know Mussolini's granddaughter also became a fascist politician? I did know that. Yeah.
She's a fucking PM, isn't she?
A PM?
She's the Prime Minister of Italy right now.
No. That's Maloney.
Oh yeah, but who's her family lineage?
Well, not Mussolini. That's a different name.
Oh, okay. Well, she could.
Well, you've just, Kristen, you've just done a fucking Aidan Ross on us. Benito Mussolini.
No, she could have gotten married.
She could have, but she hasn't. They're a different person.
Okay, so what's her fascist lineage then? Isn't she?
She is a fascist, but unfortunately, Benito Mussolini's granddaughter is a different, also female, also Italian, also fascist.
But doesn't she also have fascist family roots? The Italian Prime Minister.
I don't know. Well, she is herself a fascist. I have no idea of her lineage.
Okay.
I mean, almost certainly, very rarely does a fascist not have some fascism in the past. I think. And not that I'm suggesting it's genetic, it's obviously upbringing, but yeah. Anyway, imagine having fascist sperm.
Yeah.
Well, that wanted sequestration, but okay, we're not gonna go back and do 2010 drunk history for people. But so the objective here I think is fine. There's obviously some passing effect. What I like to focus.
I didn't read the rest of it. Sorry. Alessandra Mussolini had a Japanese pop career.
What?
What in the fuck is this? What the? Okay. Okay. Amore, Alessandra Mussolini. Oh god, it's very 1980s.
Yes.
Ooh. Are we sure this isn't a Belinda Carlisle song?
It does sound a lot like, yeah, like that kind of 80s jam.
Yeah.
Gloria Gaynor.
Yeah. What language is this in?
Is it Japanese?
It sounded like Japanese, but she just said
Yeah.
Tokyo Night.
Well, there might be English mixed in. There's a lot of that's done in international music.
Well, I guess. But she's Italian. Anyway.
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of. You should come to. Well, you don't travel outside of the UK anymore. But if you did travel, you'd see that there's a lot of like English mixed in with German. I don't know how it works in France because they're a bit more hostile to non-French languages. But certainly in Germany, there's a kind of a Dinglish in advertising and music.
Dinglish.
Dinglish, yeah.
Dinglish.
Like, I saw there was a whole sign in Germany. It was like, "Come in for our expert how-to knowledge," and "how-to" was in English, and the rest of it was in German.
Dinglish.
Dinglish, yeah. Deutsch English. Dinglish.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, it sounds like the cutest thing ever. Dinglish.
Aww.
Sorry. Anyway. Oh, it's a bit more in English.
There we go.
Sorry, apologies. I do just have to make this one slight adjustment to proceedings.
Okay.
Christy won't get this joke because reasons. Hang on, no. Fuck. There we go. For just audio viewers and Christy, she's now upside down. No, look, it's not fascist inherently. It's Tokyo Nights. I'm just bops into a bit of 80s cheese.
This is very cheesy.
It is exceptionally cheesy. But I'll turn it off if you're offended. Fucking woke bastards. God. Reset. There you go. Anyway. Can we have some lols in chat for her granddad being dead?
Yep.
That's still funny.
Focus on though is the comedy of it, the absurdity, and I have on, I think pretty good counsel that Elon up until recently did not realize that Congress had two different houses, the Senate and the House. He thought it was all the same.
No, that cannot be true. Come on, he's bought enough of them. He should know. Does he not check his purchases in the pack superstore or whatever it's called? I don't know. Or he maybe just buys them wholesale. He just doesn't know.
He just buys them.
He goes to the GOP cash and carry and gets a gets a job lot
and gets a whole bundle.
Yeah.
2 for 1.
I think that's true. I'm pretty sure that's true. Even if it wasn't true, even if that's an old wives' tale, even if that was an old wives' tale, I think it speaks to a broader truth.
I will say this.
Elon doesn't know shit about shit.
True.
No, it's obvious, and it was very obvious when the government funding fight was happening at the end of the year, because he was going nuts about why is this? If all this stuff really matters, why didn't the Senate just vote for it individually? And it's like, this is a man who's never. I mean, fair. I don't.
Yeah, why don't they have that intricate spending battle for each single fucking item on the federal government's list? You stupid cunt.
That sounds like a great idea.
They can't get a generic budget through. Imagine them fighting over like a fucking stationary spending at the fucking I don't know, the Homeland Security Office. The fuck are you talking about? He's a fucking idiot. This is the thing that really annoys me, and this is where fascists always come a cropper when they get into government, is that they have no real interest in governing because they don't understand reality.
Yeah, no, they have, like, especially business people, don't understand anything about public service.
Yeah.
Because I think that they think that the goal of something is to make a profit, and the point of running a government is to break even. Which means you have to spend money. You collect money and you spend it on services that increase people's lives, and you don't get anything. There's no profit. The profit is people have better lives.
Yeah. Well, literally, there is actually a financial incentive when interest rates are low and international yields are low to overspend, to specifically go into a certain small amount of debt, because the financial uptick you get from that means the increased taxation more than fills in the gap. So it actually makes sense to run a deficit. Whereas in a business, there's never an opportunity. There's never a good reason to run a deficit.
Right. You get bonds and you take on debt in order to build things, or in order to provide some service or whatever, a road construction or something. Because you can't pay for that as you go. You have to like borrow a bunch of money, right?
Yeah.
And governments can take on that kind of debt because they exist for centuries.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if they get into a 100-year lease on something, because they're still going to be there in 100 years.
And you can't do that weird risky shit that companies do because the government can't afford to go bump.
Yeah.
Because like that's 100 million, 300 million people's fucking lives endangered.
And also the government should be providing services that shouldn't be profit driven, like healthcare and roads. And also like providing, I don't know, living for people with developmental disabilities, so that they don't, burden their families with just like the cost of unpaid labor costs, as well as the healthcare costs, to free those people up to participate in the economy.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some amazing kind of like fuck around and find out type shit with this fire situation.
Oh yeah.
Of like weirdo libertarians going, why should we have to pay tax? Tax is fucking stupid. Blah 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 blah. And then them going, does anyone have like a fucking fire engine nearby that I can buy like any amount of money if you have firefighting equipment or sandbags or some shit, like whatever?
Yeah.
And you're like, dickhead, put those two together. Put those two concepts together in your fucking head, and you wouldn't need to like have to try and bribe people to save your fucking burning house / family.
Yeah, you really want the fire trucks to show up to your burning house and be like, okay, like, can I have your credit card, please?
Well, literally,
we need to make sure, we need to like deduct $2,000 from your bank account before we put this fire out.
In the ancient world, Marcus Licinius Crassus.
Oh yes.
He became famous, A, because of property speculation, but B, he ran a fire service back when there wasn't a fire service.
Oh yeah.
But he'd literally have to you'd turn up to a house that was in the path of a fire, and start haggling with the home owner. And they'd have to, like, essentially, you got him over a barrel, because it's not a fair transaction, because it's either pay me the huge amount of money I want, or you lose everything. So he got fantastically rich by extorting very rich people to save their houses during fires, which he then put into property, largely on areas that had already been burnt down. Win-win. He summed up the evils of capitalism before that was even a thing. Genius. Anyway, and became arguably the richest man possibly on earth at the time. Anyway, wasn't Crassus one of the triumvirate? He was the bankroller of Caesar.
And also went off to war and got himself killed because he
Yes.
thought he had to get military glory, and he just got dead.
But they definitely didn't pour gold down his throat. That isn't a thing.
No, he just died.
Yeah, he just died. Firstly, they didn't know who he was or how rich he was, and B, why would they waste gold?
Yep.
You know how expensive gold was then? Like, this is before we found all the South African gold mines and shit. Gold was extraordinarily rare and fantastically expensive. They're not going to waste it on like a poetic death. It's poetry. That's all it is. Anyway. So yeah, pay taxes and you get to have your fucking house like not burnt down. Yeah, it's actually quite a good system. I saw another fucking dickhead going on about not to do with the fire anymore, but it was an anti-vaxxer going, we don't need vaccines. What we need to do is come up with some way of introducing a very weak form of the virus into your system in a way that won't kill you, but allows your system to get used to it so that you can then overcome it. What this anti-vaxxer had done is invented the concept of vaccines in his own head, but without the phrase vaccine attached to it. So maybe that's what we just need to do. Let's call them Super Fun Time. Just call them something, or call them Big Titty Juice. Call them whatever. Just call them something nice that people like instead of vaccine, and apparently that's enough. Dickheads. Fucking dickheads.
I don't expect people to be like, on top of Senate procedure stuff. That it's boring and you have other things to do with. But he clearly had no idea how the Senate worked. And then, if you're then gonna say I'm empowered,
but
to
neither
cut
does
all
Donald
this
Trump,
money,
and he was president.
$2 trillion worth. You probably should know how government works, and he doesn't.
Yeah,
maybe he does now.
Yeah, no. I mean,
no, of course he doesn't.
You can learn things.
He still doesn't know how Twitter works. He hasn't got a fucking clue. Well, frankly, Twitter doesn't work anymore, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
But I do think that what this has revealed is there's a lot of bluster, and there's a reality that's going to strike. And there's a reality. Look, Bill Kristol wrote about this in this morning's newsletter for the Bulwark, which people should go sign up for at thebulwark.com.
Absolutely.
Just that this last period, this 2-month period between the election and when Trump is inaugurated, it kind of accentuated traits that Trump has mastered, right? Bluster, media cycles controlling, bullying people through the news cycle, and Elon is also good at all this, getting attention. The clock's ticking down towards having to actually do these things, and I think that this admission to Penn is already them starting to try to move the goalpost and change things around. And
of course, yeah. And the thing is, this is why I've said that I don't think Musk will be around at the end of 2025 as part of the government, because he's going to do something to make Trump look bad, and Trump will have the power to get rid of him and won't need his money anymore.
Yeah, because he's not going to run again, right?
Well, presumably, yeah. Even if he does a fascism, is he going to be around in 4 years?
Well, it would just be so. It takes a long time to get a constitutional amendment through. He will.
Well, no, Christy. I wasn't suggesting he was going to legally try and run again. No.
Yeah,
I'm saying even if he does a fascism, and holds a sham election or some shit like that.
I'm still surprised he's alive now. I'm surprised he made it through the election, if I'm honest.
I think physically he made it through. I don't think mentally he has.
No.
No. But we'll see. But anyway, he'll do something dumb, and Trump will have to get rid of him. I say have to get rid of him. Trump will just get rid of him. Because the thing is, Trump doesn't mind even looking like a wanker to his own base because he doesn't like his own base. It's like if the people in Washington start laughing at him. So if he does something so dumb that makes Trump look bad, or like on the world stage, say Trump must do something when Trump's at like a G7 event, and Trump has to start answering questions in front of Macron about oh, did you see that Elon said you've got 3 cocks and your fucking brain's made out of chicken shit? Whatever dumb shit, right? That's when he'll lose his shit, because Trump doesn't want to be belittled. Fascists don't. They don't like being belittled. They don't like being laughed at. Ironically, given that they're all, super free speech, as long as you're laughing at minorities,
Yeah.
Trump's dad lived into his 90s. True.
Well, he's getting close to that.
He is getting close to that, yeah.
And he's also led a notoriously unhealthy life.
Also true.
Mm-hmm. There's only so much that the anti-cholesterol meds can do for you.
True. And Laura Loomer sucked the soul out of him.
When she sucked his cock.
Yeah.
She tried to get him hard again.
Yeah.
Ew, she's awful.
Honest to God. It's so... her sucking on Donald's chode with his Yeti pubes might be the grossest image I can possibly imagine. It's the thing I need to think about to keep the wolf from the door. Do you know what I mean?
That's how you do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a little bit of shilling while I take a quick break and come back?
Absolutely.
All right, be right back.
You go for it. Okay. It's the prostitute piss that's keeping him young, almost certainly. I am a PP tape truther. I'll be entirely honest. I think it did exist. I'm not sure necessarily it still does exist. It wouldn't surprise me if he paid for it to be destroyed, but I think it did exist. And may still exist somewhere. And I'll be honest, if it does, I'll watch it. Like, I know you shouldn't. It's like a beheading video. You know you shouldn't watch it. But who doesn't rubberneck at a crash on the motorway? Again, you're not supposed to.
Stop it.
You're not supposed to look. You're not supposed to pull your cock out. It's the wank. It's to honour them. It's to honour them. What? Thank you, Dr. Lewis. Hi, Kev. Cool show. It is indeed. Man the hoops. Although that in an English accent sounds fucking weird. But there we go. No, Lula, what am I doing? Phantom of Black wants me to check links or something. Check my links. For what? Why am I supposed to be relevant to the meme? I want you guys out of my country by the morning, but this is Canada. Every country in the world belongs to America. Is that what you mean?
Okay, Donald.
Well, no, someone sent me a meme of that, and I was like,
oh, okay.
I don't know. Anyway, I didn't do any shilling, basically.
Oh, well, I was gone. Okay. Well,
No.
maybe
I was
we'll
doing
do it later.
totally unproblematic jokes. It's
In my
fine.
absence.
Yeah, you can give me money if you wanted to, chat. You can.
Saw this with Trump on deflation as well. Like Trump immediately, as soon as he won, started being like, "Well, you know, our prices aren't
really
going to go
hard.
down, but you know."
It's really hard to take it down once it goes up. Yeah. No, 100%. You're going to probably, I don't know if you'll see it with deportations, although they've kind of like said, well, we're just going to go after the criminals. All the campaign promises get dialed back a little bit. I also think this explains a little bit why Trump loves focusing on Greenland and Panama and Gulf of America, because that's like easy, spectacular shit to distract.
Yeah, to distract people, yeah. Like some people were pointing out, and it's quite right, they shouldn't rename it the Gulf of how the fuck does this bring down the price of my eggs.
Yep.
Yeah. He's trying to distract you. It's,
Yeah, he is trying to be
it's like bread and circuses, but without the bread or circuses.
Yeah, it's just chaos.
It's just shiny. Look at the shiny, shiny, shiny.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Distract folks, and you know, it doesn't really have to. You don't have to really go anywhere. It's just like, you know, it's play acting. Whereas finding shit to cut in the government and then convincing the House of Representatives and the Senate to do it takes real work. The other thing that kind of confuses me is like,
and you got to bear in mind, like, for all of the Republicans' boisterousness, they have a razor thin majority.
Oh, they have nothing
in the House, and they've got a lot of purple district people who are not going to, like, as much as they want to suck Trump's dick because they don't, or Elon's dick because they don't want to get primaried, they're also not going to vote for crazy spending shit. Like, they're just not. Like, let's get rid of all of the government departments and replace them with fish. Like, no, they're not going to fucking do that. Because they've got to go to, you know, suburban Phoenix or wherever and fucking sell that shit to people. It's not going to happen. So it doesn't matter if you primary them or not. Because either way, they're going to fucking lose. And they're not going to vote for the thing, you know? Yep. It still has to be... Like, and you can get away with some dumb shit because it's the Republicans. But not that much, really, because you couldn't even get speakers passed and shit. You've got to have things in place that both Marjorie Taylor Greene and not insane people will vote for.
Yeah.
Which is that you got into bed with the crazy cunts. Now you got to deal with that shit.
Yep.
You've built a coalition that's unmanageable.
Yep.
Let's say he actually is doing DOGE and like they're, you know, meeting in haste and coming up with plans. Like, when? He's always online, this guy. He literally is never offline. Like, I know he's a savant and he has all these companies he's running also simultaneously and all this stuff, but like, there's just... Like
I received a
enough
text from a
hours.
friend about this who's been off Twitter, and they got back on to monitor the fires, and which they realized.
Don't go to Twitter to monitor the
exactly.
fucking fires.
They realized quickly that was a fool's errand.
Oh my god, a bunch of lesbians
What?
and Antifa started fires.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. I did see a thing on X. Again, one of their conspiracies is, look at this. There's a video of like, this random fire started, and it's like 200 yards ahead of where the fire is coming from.
Yeah.
And they were like, see, it must be people fucking, setting these fires, or there's like agent provocateurs. No, that the wind is blowing that way, and it's blowing embers further forward.
It literally just takes sort of like a power line
Yep.
being blown down by winds and sparking. That's it. That's all you need.
Literally anything. There are so many. Why go to the conspiracy? We know that's how fire. Well, exactly. Like if Trump were to die, it wouldn't be surprising because he's 80.
Yeah.
And has a heart that's made largely of burger grease.
Yes.
So like and he lives on Coca-Cola.
Mhm.
Like it would not surprise. Medically speaking, no doctor's going to go,
surprising he's still
whoa,
alive."
didn't see that one coming. Fucking hell. Like no, but it'll be a conspiracy. Same with Alex Jones. Although, did you see Alex Jones? He's lost some crazy weight.
Oh, well, that's good for him.
He's on like the fucking Ozempic plus.
Because he's like, his doctor's like, you are
He had
away from a heart attack.
He had ballooned like fuck. He was
huge.
not in a good
he
way.
He was a bowling ball. He
Yeah.
was just a big bowling ball.
He was. Also losing like $500 million.
It was probably quite stressful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, deserved it.
He was comfort eating for 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, they quickly
that's what
learned.
Twitter told me.
They quickly learned that was a mistake. But the instinct was on to monitor minute by minute what's happening with the fires. Hadn't been on in a while. Didn't even know about the For You page. I'm getting fed. I don't even follow Elon. I'm getting fed every post that he sends. This man is posting 24 hours a day. He has 11 children. He's running 2 companies. He's also running Doge. This is not gonna eventually something's got to
Who's
give.
running Doge? He cannot be. There is no
No,
Doge.
there basically isn't Doge. Him and Vivek Ramaswamy will occasionally come out with like essentially a publicity stunt of like, we're cutting this thing, and it'll be like one orphanage in Alabama or some shit. Like it'll just be some dumb crap. But they'll say, like, we're getting rid of this spending. Look, we're sacking this person because they had pink hair. And that'll be it.
Yep.
Because why would the Trump and the Republicans give over fucking discretionary spending to this dickhead?
They won't.
Yeah, they won't.
I saw some fucking Republican. He's like, we're going to have to really cut into Medicare and Social Security, so we're going to get together with the Democrats. And like, the Democrats are not going to help you.
No.
The Democrats are not going to provide you the votes you need to end people's Social Security. That's on you, babe. You want to do that?
Yeah.
You own that.
And it's especially galling because they just won an election saying, well, no, we're definitely not going to cut Medicare. No.
Yeah. Which they always, they always do. They always fucking lie.
So if the Democrats just please, for once, have a bit of fucking spine to you. You have 49% of the seats, don't have 2% of the power. I remember the Bush years. It was the same. It was like 48% of Congress is Democrat, and they can't do anything. Like, come on. Anyway.
First of all, but if my boss came in, like if Sarah Longo came in and she was just spitfiring tweets all day long, I'd be like, who's running this company? You need to get off Twitter. Like, I thought we were a serious entity, but this is not.
Well, that's how I know he's not a Diablo champion.
Exactly.
Because you can't be tweeting, and because you need both hands for the controller.
Mm-hmm. So he can't be playing.
So he's not a Diablo champion. He is a Twitter cunt.
Yes.
A Twitter fucking hog.
Absolutely.
I mean, what do you think Vivek thinks? Like, Vivek's not on Twitter like this. He's like...
Is that Vivek? It rhymes with cake?
Yep, Vivek. The guy who basically said Americans are too stupid to be hired for the jobs.
Amazing. Oh, that whole thing. I mean, obviously, I covered it, and presumably, therefore, you watched all of my streams about it.
Of course I
But
did.
I love that shit. It's so perfect. You cut American education to the bone, literally to the point where Donald Trump wants to get rid of the Department of Education, and then say, "Oh, Americans are too dumb. We need to bring in foreigners."
Yeah. Also, your culture sucks because you value the jock more than the math elite.
Oh yeah, he's fucking incel posting.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
god, are there any of them that are even relatively well balanced people?
No, of course not.
They're all fucking
Money
weird,
makes you insane.
desperate freaks. All of them.
Yeah, and sociopathic.
Yeah.
Should I be 1B?
I think Vivek is loving it. I think Vivek
Why?
is just like, I don't think he gives a rat's ass about any of this, and he just gets to hang out with Elon.
Well, he
and-
stepped in it on the H-1B visa thing, and he's kind of gone
He really did.
quiet since then.
It's time to get underground. Once you start going after Zach Morris, people start looking at you askance. Like, I don't know if you're one of us,
Yeah, you
Vivek.
can't cry.
These MAGA folks are like, I had concerns about you before, and then you came after Zach Morris, and I'm wondering what you know.
Well, literally, fucking. If you remember back to the primaries, when Ann Coulter said, "I'd love to vote for you, but you're brown." Like, if you're still in that party after that, I mean, you are a massive
That's
twat.
on you. Yeah.
You're a fucking cock, my man. Like, have some self-respect and move on.
Mhm.
Like, even if you agree with all the rest of the policies, they're literally saying you're not really human.
Yep.
And you're just sat there going, no, I'm not. No, that's true. Yeah. Amazing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he did a Saved by the Bell reference in 2024.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was doing it during his incel arc bit.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Date yourself. Okay, just make all of the millennials, Gen Z, Y.
Yeah,
Anyway.
basically a Gen
Z just like completely dismiss you. Like what fucking?
Well, even
like,
millennials, like I
just
barely
like Archie
remember.
Bunker at that point.
Yeah, no, I was doing joke. I was like, bring out the fucking. Oh, do you remember when they brought in the talking pictures? Do you remember that? Do you remember when they went to fucking pastels instead of watercolors? Just fucking hello, fellow kids.
Exactly.
Fucking look at the phone. Oh, God. That's to the younger people. That was what used to pass as a mobile telephone.
Oh, what did somebody was joke? I think they were joking around. They go, okay, I had an idea, right? But it's like, okay, so it's one phone for a whole house, and everyone in the house shares the same phone, and you just have one number. Like, yeah, that's called a landline.
Yeah, they're reinventing things. Elon Musk pretended that he invented the tunnel. The fucking anti-vaxxers inventing vaccines. Like, they're idiots. These people don't know what life is. Okay, I've got one for you, right? What about, it's a mode of transport, right? And it's got 4 wheels, right? And it's got like it's like a little small house, but you don't live in it. And you've got like a wheel inside that you can steer it with, and you can go from a place to a different place. I call it the mini nut house.
All right, I think we're coming to the end of this one because they start talking about irrelevant stuff.
Yeah, who cares? Let's move on. Let's go to the other thing that you wanted to look at.
Legal Eagle.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Talking about the Matt Gaetz thing, which I didn't get enough play, mainly because he'd already been
so much else,
sacked,
yeah.
so who cares?
But I just want you to, we should all never forget that this was the man that Elon Musk was going to fight people to make Attorney General.
Yeah.
I think it's worth saying.
And it's especially galling given his recent opinings about
grooming gangs
and stuff. Like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
Firstly, you are you are up the that's the DOGE thing again. You are
up the duff.
Andrew Tate's arse.
Mhm.
And he's literally a groomer on trial for grooming, who's going to go to jail for grooming. You fucking freak. Your dad groomed your own sister.
Congressman Matt-
And now you have both a sister and brother who are your nephew and niece.
Like, if only Jess Phillips could say that to him.
Yes, indeed. Although she has been pretty good in Parliament, actually.
Oh,
she said, was it because she's written several books, but she's written one on the one of the people who was groomed in Rotherham. She went up and interviewed them and all this shit. It was incredible. And she said, I wrote a book about this in 2017 or wherever it was. I can't wait to see these Johnny-come-latelys and what they've written about it ever.
Yeah.
And it's true. We looked at it, like Kemi Badenoch, the technically leader of His Majesty's Loyal Opposition, was going on about this. And we looked it up live on stream. She's never once mentioned grooming gangs in Parliament before. And she was, for 2 years, the Children and Schools Minister.
Oh, are you serious?
She was the Children and Schools Minister.
So go talk to the Tories about that.
Yeah.
Not
literally, Boris Johnson said, and this is such a Johnsonian way of putting it. He said that spending money on a new grooming scandal thing would be spaffing money up the wall. Direct quote, word for word. Yeah, and that was back in when he was Prime Minister.
What
So, you know.
Yeah, so eat it, Elon.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
absolutely go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, Matt Gaetz, the man who Donald Trump and Elon Musk wanted to make the highest legal representative of the United States federal government, is a bit of a nonce in that.
Mm-hmm. Former Congressman Matt Gaetz. Ooh, that has a nice ring to it. Tried like hell to prevent the congressional report of his misdeeds from coming out, including filing a lawsuit.
And that's how you know that someone's definitely innocent, when they take people to court to make sure you can't look at the report that totally exonerates them.
Yes.
Truth.
It went nowhere. But now the report of his sexcapades is out for, better or worse. Yes, it's only been about 1 month since Gaetz withdrew his appointment as America's top law enforcement officer, and now the House Ethics Committee just released a disturbingly graphic report of his behavior, which details the accounts of 12 women that Gaetz paid a combined total of over $90,000 in exchange for sex and illegal drugs, including allegedly a 17-year-old minor. What happens next? Well, here to break down this insane story of lust, lies, and the law.
Apologies, we've got a noisy.
SW Walkers and the big no-nos in the industry. His low pay and IOU behavior shows how little he respects the girls.
True, Kieran. Firstly, thank you for the bits. And secondly, if you try and pay people off with horses, that doesn't scream mad respect. You know?
His chaos lawyer, Liz Dye.
Thanks, Devin. On November 13, Donald Trump and
Chaos lawyer? You can't be adding characters to the extended legal universe.
announced his intention to nominate Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. Gaetz immediately resigned from Congress despite having just run for and won re-election to his seat. The move was seen as a transparent attempt to head off the release of a report by the House Ethics Committee on allegations that Gaetz had participated in sex trafficking, including of a minor. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson vocally opposed releasing the report to the public, even as its conclusions were pretty clearly relevant to Gaetz's.
And Mike Johnson had obviously seen the report.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, Mike. That's
Wanted
interesting.
it to not get out.
But apparently, someone in drag reading a story is grooming.
That's bad. But what Matt Gaetz does, the American people don't deserve to know about that.
No.
Fitness to be the top law enforcement officer in the land. But Gaetz's notoriously obnoxious behavior, including his habit of whipping out his phone to show off nude pictures of his sex partners, was no secret in D.C.
This is a guy that the media didn't give a time of day to after he was accused of sleeping with an underage girl. And there's a reason why no one in the conference came and defended him, because we had all seen the videos he was showing on the House floor that all of us had walked away of the girls that he had slept with. He'd brag about how he would crush ED medicine and chase it with an energy drink so he could go all night.
ED? Oh, erectile dysfunction.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to say, what the fuck's ED? Yeah.
This is obviously before you got married.
For the record, that was then Congressman, now Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, who said he might still consider voting for Gaetz as Attorney General. But Mullen aside, it became...
These people are fucking scum, man. Like, what the fuck, Leach? Like, you know what this person is.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you possibly, like... Oh,
empower him.
God, you're fucking ill.
So weak. You're just so fucking weak.
There's something wrong with you. Fucking hell. Did you see Liz Truss has sued Keir? Well, I think she threatened to, because he told the truth.
About her?
Yeah. But, you know, freedoms of the peaches, I guess. Also, she's trying to sue him for things he said in Parliament. When they have parliamentary privilege, you stupid cunt, it is the one place where someone saying something can't be used against them. You were the Prime Minister. Why don't you know that? I know you weren't Prime Minister for long, but you were an MP for long enough.
You should know.
Fucking hell.
Him clear almost immediately that the Senate would never vote to confirm Gaetz. So November 21, he withdrew his nomination, and now he's headed to One American News Network to read the news to its dozens of viewers every day.
And bringing on a firebrand of a talk show host to our primetime lineup. May I announce Matt Gaetz and the Matt Gaetz Show coming next month to OAN. Hey, Matt.
Initially, the committee voted
Wow. One American Nonce Network.
Yeah, exactly.
Against releasing the report, with all Republicans opposed. But at a closed-door meeting on December 5th, 2 Republican members switched their vote and agreed to make it public on the 23rd. The report is now out, and it's icky. Gaetz defended himself by saying that my 30s were an era of working very hard and playing hard too. It's embarrassing, though not criminal, that I probably partied, womanized, drank, and smoked more than I should have earlier in life. Which sounds conveniently like he was just a kid blowing off steam in an age-appropriate boys will be boys way. They said Representative Gaetz took advantage of the economic vulnerability of young women to lure them into sexual activity for which they received an average of a few $100s after each encounter. In fact, the committee found that the 42-year-old congressman paid very young women for sex and drugs, including one girl who was 17 at the time. That is statutory rape as a matter of Florida law. They also noted that he voted against the Frederick Douglass Trafficking Victims Prevention and Protection Reauthorization Act of 2022 and was the lone no vote in 2017 on legislation to establish an advisory committee that would coordinate efforts to prevent human trafficking.
Wow, way to hide your tracks there.
Yeah.
Look, that's not remotely suspicious, Mr. Gaetz.
Not at all.
The one, imagine that. In a caucus that includes some of the worst humans on earth, he was still the lone person to vote against that. Fucking hell. That is spectacularly evil. Well done. By the way, why isn't this person in jail?
Yeah, exactly.
He really needs to be in jail. He really needs to. Well, he's not anymore.
Yeah, true.
Jail. Oh, hang on a second.
A vote he defended by pointing to his work in the Florida legislature to broaden the definition of duress in the state's trafficking laws to include economic duress. The committee also found that he violated multiple House rules about disclosure of gifts and services to women who were not his constituents. Many people have insisted that Gaetz should have been prosecuted by the Justice Department. Friend of the channel, Mitchell Epner, suggests that the real failure was that of local Florida prosecutors. To understand what really happened here, we'll have to first talk about a bunch of grifters and weirdos, several of whom wound up in jail. It's a wild story that involves public Venmo transactions, a kidnapped Iranian hostage, and the love hotel emoji, which is apparently a thing on all our phones. Who knew? Okay, SPF up, because it's time to meet some spectacular Florida.
SPF up?
Oh, put like sunscreen on.
First up, Joel Greenberg, the former tax collector for Seminole County. Under Florida law, tax collectors are elected officials responsible for collecting taxes, obviously, but also for issuing various permits and government documents, including driver's licenses. Greenberg is currently...
You elect too many things in America. You know
we have lots of elections.
Yeah, you know I'm in favour of democracy, but like, do you really need to elect the person that does the fucking traffic licenses? That seems like, you know what I mean? I feel like that can just be a functionary, and that doesn't need to be an elected position. just, I mean, call me crazy.
Your gut instinct.
Yeah.
Jail for committing a truly wild array of crimes. He once caused a fire in a county building where he'd commandeered the county's servers to mine bitcoins. He doled out $3.5 million in state government contracts to various friends and acquaintances, including the groomsmen at his wedding. And he sent letters to the school where his political opponent worked, impersonating students and falsely accusing his rival of being a pedophile.
Classy. Fucking typical Republican strategy.
Yeah.
They can't win. They have to cheat.
Again, every accusation, though.
Yeah.
It's always a confession.
True. Yeah. Well, it turns out to be a confession, doesn't it? Because he's in jail right now.
But what brought him into the ambit of federal investigators and eventually ensnared Gaetz was Greenberg's habit of generating fake state IDs for himself and for the women he was sleeping with. On Monday, April 16, 2018, an employee at the Lake Mary branch of the tax collector's office opened up shop and discovered that the alarm wasn't on. She also found a bunch of expired driver's licenses, which were supposed to be shredded, strewn all over Greenberg's desk. She reviewed the security camera footage where she saw that Greenberg had been in the office with an unidentified man. And when the employee texted, Greenberg responded that he'd been showing Congressman Gaetz what our operation looked like, you know, on the weekend, in the middle of the night, as one does. When Greenberg got picked up by the feds in 2020 for stalking his political opponent online, he had at least 5 fake IDs on him, which is why the cops went and talked to the people at the Lake Mary office, and that's how they got to Gaetz. Because as soon as the FBI started pulling at the threads of Greenberg's nasty personal life, they found that he was inextricably tied in with Gaetz's own sordid stuff. Greenberg recruited very young women off the sugar daddy website Seeking Arrangement, paying them to spend time with Greenberg, Gaetz, and their male friends. The arrangement included sex and often drugs. And one of those girls turned out to be a 17-year-old high school junior, which meant that she could not legally consent to sex with an adult over the age of 24 under Florida law. In June of 2020, Greenberg was charged with stalking and identity theft. And in August of 2020, the Justice Department filed a superseding indictment against him for child sex trafficking, which meant that the feds had a very sleazy person in custody with a very strong incentive to say absolutely anything that might save his skin. In early 2021, the New York Times reported that Gaetz was under federal investigation for sex trafficking in relation to the 17-year-old girl. Gaetz insists that this was a politically motivated act by Joe Biden's henchmen. But the reality is that the investigation began during the waning days of the last Trump administration when Bill Barr was still the Attorney General. And while the investigation was still going on behind closed doors, reporters were hot on the trail. Although, to be fair, they didn't have to dig very deep since Gaetz and Greenberg both let their Venmo history public until well into 2021. The Daily Beast reported that in May of 2018, Gaetz Venmoed Greenberg $900, writing in the memo line, hit up with the name of the 17-year-old girl. The next morning, Greenberg Venmoed the girl and 2 other women in 3 separate
Why is he not in jail? What did the prosecutors think the words hit up mean and the random payment of $900? He is a pederast. He raped a 17-year-old.
Yes. All true statements.
Transactions denominated as school, and tuition, totaling $900. Gaetz denied paying women for sex, telling the Daily Beast, "The last time I had a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old, I was 17. But before it dawned on him that he would be wise to make his Venmo private, reporters Jose Pagliari and Roger Sullenberger clocked thousands of dollars Gaetz sent to Greenberg, including one transaction for $300 on November 1, 2018, with the love hotel emoji in the memo line.
Jesus.
The Daily Beast...
Well, look, who amongst us hasn't paid hundreds of dollars to a man now in jail for raping children? Really? I mean, come on.
It could have been any of us.
It could have been. He who cast the first pedo stone. Yeah.
And remember, Elon liked this guy. Elon wanted this guy to be our Attorney General.
Elon loves fucking Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, exactly. And Elon wants to lecture Keir Starmer on grooming.
Elon is the president, whose vice president, John Barron, is massive friends with the now dead trafficker and sex pest, fucking evil bastard Jeffrey Epstein. So, clearly he is at the very least okay with it.
Did indeed book a hotel for that evening in Winter Park, Florida. And that turned out to be just the tip of the iceberg. According to the House report, using personal checks, Venmo, and cash...
You what, Sarah?
Winter Park, iceberg.
Neither of which are appropriate for Florida.
True, but also a little bit of a bar. Not like the rhyming bit, but like the wordplay.
A little bit.
Gaetz sent more than $90,000 to 12 women in exchange for sex and drugs. Gaetz denied ever paying for sex, telling Axios in March of 2020.
Right, but you literally did. We can literally see you literally doing that.
Yeah, you can lie, but we have the receipts.
Literally.
I've got the receipts.
Yeah.
I have definitely, in my single days, provided for women I've dated. You know, I've paid for...
Provided for. Provided for.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
Flights for hotel rooms. I've been, generous as a partner. I think someone is trying to make that look criminal when it's not. Here he is on Tucker Carlson trying to remind the former Fox host of the fun dinner Matt and one of his generous partner dates shared with him and his wife.
I can say that actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine. You'll remember her. And she was actually threatened.
Do you remember, Tucker,
With that child I brought
when I brought a prostitute to the dinner with you and your wife? Do you remember that, Tucker? You seem very confused, mate. But you seemed very aware that that was the process that was taking place. Do you remember? Because about 10 o'clock she said she had to be back before nightfall because she had school tomorrow. Do you remember? Tucker?
By the FBI, told that if she wouldn't cop to the fact that somehow I was involved in some pay-for-play scheme, that she could face trouble.
Awkward.
Now, obviously, if you're going to engage in illegal prostitution and record everything on Venmo, you're going to want a good lawyer. But if you want a great lawyer, my law firm
Nice segue.
Yeah, that is a good segue.
Can help. If you've gotten in a car crash, suffered a data breach, especially got one of those data breach letters saying that your information might have been leaked, or are dealing with a workers' comp or social security issue, we can represent you or help find you the right attorney. It's so important to talk to a lawyer right away so you can maximize your recovery. And by the way, we don't get paid unless you do, so there's nothing up front. So just click on the link in the description or call the phone number on screen for a free consultation with my team. Because you don't just need a legal team, you need the Eagle team. So click below.
Gaetz claimed that he and his father had been victims of an organized criminal extortion involving a former DOJ official seeking 20...
So we just click back in to do his ad and it's back to her again.
Yep. He just slides that in.
Crafty little bastard.
$5 million while threatening to smear my name. He said that his father had been cooperating with federal authorities in this matter and wearing a wire at the FBI's direction to catch these criminals. And that part turned out to be more or less true. See, Matt Gaetz has a little touch of the Nepo baby about him, if you can even believe it. In fact, his daddy, Don Gaetz, was a highly successful businessman who served as president of the Florida State Senate between 2012 and 2014. On March 16, 2021, with rumors swirling that Gaetz would be indicted, his father got a text from a former Air Force intelligence officer named Bob Kent saying that his son Matt was about to be federally indicted, but he, Kent, had a plan to make his future legal and political problems go away. Now, stick with me here, because this one's really crazy. Kent and his backer, Florida businessman Stephen Alford, were obsessed with a former FBI agent named Robert Levinson, who went missing in Iran in 2007. Levinson was reportedly on a CIA mission, but he was in poor health.
Can I just say, already candidate for Beard of the Year.
You liking that?
That is, I mean, I don't know where his mouth is. That's how fucking dense that beard is. It's like if the fucking the Amazon jungle decided to become facial hair. Look at it. It's a canopy.
Health, and in 2020, the government told his family that they should presume he was dead, which they did, filing a wrongful death suit against the Iranian government and securing a $1.4 billion award to be paid out of Iranian assets frozen in U.S. coffers since 1980. But for reasons not entirely clear, Alfred and Kent thought that Levinson was alive, or they said they did anyway. So they texted Don Gaetz, if you and your son are willing to help us privately and clandestinely obtain the release of Robert Levinson, I will ensure that Matt is on the plane that delivers Levinson to his family, thus making him the most sought-after public figure in the world for his efforts to obtain Levinson's release. Then my partner will see to it that Matt receives a presidential pardon, thus alleviating all his legal issues. I think the theory here was that if Gaetz was somehow the guy who brought Levinson home, Biden would have to pardon him because you're allowed to commit sex crimes if you're a national hero. All they wanted from Don Gaetz was a $25 million loan to be repaid out of the federal reward. Alfred and Kent dubbed the plan Project Homecoming and laid out the details in a memo which they delivered to Don Gaetz. But of course, Papa Gaetz wasn't an idiot. He immediately called the FBI to report that he was being extorted and was presumably wearing that wire the whole time, as his son had said. Alford was indicted in 2021 and pled guilty to 1 count of wire fraud. He's currently a guest of the United States government and will be for a couple more years at least. None of which has anything to do with whether or not Matt Gaetz committed crimes, but it doesn't make it easier to indict him. What it did was allow him to throw glitter in the air and claim that he was being targeted by the DOJ.
What is happening is an extortion of me and my family involving a former Department of Justice official. Tonight, I am demanding that the Department of Justice and the FBI release the audio recordings that were made under their supervision and at their direction, which will prove my innocence.
On April 9th, 2021, the House...
It didn't. It didn't. Thank you, James Holmes, for 6 months. Much love to you.
Oh, nice one.
Fuck. Sorry, my face just exploded.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
I'll bless myself, shall I?
Oh, gesundheit.
Thank you.
If you're into that kind of thing.
Like, how was my soul going to stop escaping from my nose if you didn't say that, Krista?
Oh God, can you believe that there are people who actually like believe that there are demons running around? Like, can we just take a little pause here?
Literal vampire.
I don't know that people like always think about their personal relationship with God, right? Well, not people, but Christians or believing people of various monotheistic faiths think about their personal relationship with God, right? Yeah. So they think about it like a one-to-one conversation. But I don't think they ever like really flip the script. And just imagine if you were God and people were like, you had to monitor all the thoughts of all the humans in the world and listen to their shit.
Yeah.
That's exhausting. Just no. You have to like hear babies crying. You have to hear people praying that their sports team wins. You have to hear people calling on you when video games don't go their way. It's like, no, nobody would want that job.
No.
Just no.
No.
And nobody cares. Like, you're like, oh, God loves me. Like, nobody, like, no. Like, God couldn't hear you over the din of all the other needy, whiny people in the world. He wouldn't have time for you.
True. Literally true.
And then why would such a God say be fruitful and multiply when all it's going to do is amplify the bullshit he has to listen to?
Exactly. His fucking voice messages are going to go through the roof.
Fucking no, it's totally, yeah. It's like you have to, like, the time, it's going to take you 1 billion years just to go through all the messages.
Yeah.
You know?
And by the time you get through them, you've got to start again.
Yeah, because all those people have died, so that doesn't even matter anymore.
It's like, I knew I shouldn't have created that one place with life on it. Ugh.
Exactly. Like, God. Now look at my inbox. Look at my to-do list.
Exactly. Imagine if I'd made aliens as well. Fucking hell.
The paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be there.
Oh, sorry. I thought I'd shared it with you.
Oh, no, I got disconnected somehow.
I don't know.
The paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order.
Pre-Ozempic.
That's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanted babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head.
What the hell?
That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur.
This next bit is what reminded me of it.
Literal vampire pot belly goblins hobbling round coming after us. My spirit.
Literal vampire pot-belly goblins. It's too good. He means it. Fucking mental.
It gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of cornered people. There was typing. I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. Gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say,
We love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
Amazing.
That is really amazing.
Oh, it's still a bop all these years later.
Yeah, it's still relevant.
True. Anyway, back to Nonsgate.
Yeah, let's go.
Ethics Committee announced that it was investigating public allegations that Representative Matt Gaetz may have engaged in sexual misconduct and/or illicit drug use, shared inappropriate images or videos on the House floor, misused state identification records, converted campaign funds to personal use, and/or accepted a bribe, improper gratuity, or impermissible gift in violation of House rules, laws, or other standards of conduct.
Yes.
That investigation got sidelined for 2 years.
Oh yeah, I will eat your leftist ass.
Yes.
Amazing
Yes, you will.
tune. Amazing tune.
After the Justice Department asked the Ethics Committee to back off and let the criminal investigation take precedence. And that's, look, it's not crazy. If you're a prosecutor, you don't want your witnesses destroying their credibility by saying one thing in congressional testimony and another to you. But that delayed the congressional investigation until 2023 when the Republicans took back the House. Now, Gaetz was known as a blowhard and a bomb thrower among Republicans. But he was Trump's guy, and he figured that meant Republicans would go to bat for him, including then House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. McCarthy was incredibly vulnerable because Republicans had won by the slimmest of margins in 2022. It took 15 rounds of votes to confirm him as Speaker, and that only happened after he granted huge concessions to some of the most aggressive members of his own caucus, including Gaetz. Essentially, McCarthy gave them the ability to call a snap vote on his leadership at any time. Gaetz seemed to think that McCarthy owed it to him to put a stop to the ethics investigation, or at least Gaetz figured that McCarthy's precarious position gave him leverage to make the demand. But McCarthy refused to play ball.
Matt is upset about an ethics complaint. I don't care what they threaten against me. I am not going to interject into an independent committee like ethics.
Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Gaetz was stonewalling the committee. After McCarthy made those comments, Gaetz wrote a letter in September accusing the committee of doing McCarthy's bidding after he publicly signaled to you to put the heat on and instructed you to shoot your shot. In October...
Oh, Dan Lutzko's amazing. He's the Dan Bongino song. That was him, wasn't it? Oh, let's have a bit of Dan Bongino. Why not? I'm feeling whimsical tonight, Krista.
Okay, yeah, let's go for it then, if you're in the mood.
I want to be like Dan Bongino, or however the fuck you pronounce his name. Yeah, here we go. He's a sweaty boy, isn't he?
Mm.
I wanna be at the RNC.
Hang on. No, that's a weird version. Stop being weird. That's only a short. Oh, for fuck's sake. I wanna be at the RNC. No? What? No, I don't fucking know. Give me Tucker's show? Fuck it, I don't care.
We spent all day trying to locate the famous QAnon, which in the end we learned is not even a website. If it's out there, we could not find it.
What? Binoculars were hunting for the letter Q. Poor Tucker searched all day and couldn't find a single clue. down to the local Trump rally. I'll do my part and report back with what I see. QAnon. Turn the cameras around. QAnon. Take a look at the crowd. Give me Tucker Show. He doesn't know how to work a computer, or he can't admit that he's complicit to the fully batched lies. No surprise that they have real life consequences. People die, and Tucker tries to make the insurrectionists his victims. Give me Tucker Show. He's good to go. Make a charismatic host. Murder charges have been dropped, and I'm not a xenophobe. I can live for the whole face, and I can start tomorrow. Just let me share it. That's what Dan Bongino. Give me Tucker Show. He's got to go. QAnon. Give me Tucker Show. He's got to go. Give me Tucker Show. He's got to go. QAnon. Give me Tucker Show. He's got to go. Give me Tucker Show. He's got to go. QAnon. Give me Tucker Show. He's got to go. Give me Tucker Show. He's got to go. QAnon. Give me Tucker Show. He's got to go.
Okay, this is the one.
I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna see Patricia McCloskey. I wanna scream for the GOP. I wanna sit with Dan Bongino. I wanna show the American flag. Eggs behind the toilet in grandma's basement. I wanna ask if he'll be my dad. I wanna change my name to Nick Bongino. I wanna tell him about the man in the stairs. He kinda looks like Dan Bongino. Grandma tries to tell me not to go down there, but I would be safe with Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna be like Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna be like Dan Bongino.
Who doesn't want to be like Dan Bongino?
Exactly. Reminds me of the Stone Roses.
In what?
The music.
No,
Reminds me of
even
the Stone Roses.
it shouldn't.
Why not?
It shouldn't. You're wrong, Krista. Fact.
I can be reminded about whatever I want to be reminded about.
Yeah, but that's like, I don't know, a fucking Alzheimer's patient. Oh,
What?
you remind me of my dead husband. Yeah, but I'm not. So shut up.
Like Stone Roses are classic. I don't know what your problem is, old man.
Old man, the fucking
Yeah.
Stone Roses from 1991.
Yeah.
All right.
Why not? Awesome.
You're twisting my melon, man.
Gaetz led a successful effort to push McCarthy out of the job. After which, Gaetz switched to claiming that the Ethics Committee's Republicans were on a mission to avenge McCarthy. It was an attempt to inject politics into the process by accusing the committee of playing politics. In reality, the committee was doing its job, and the stuff that it uncovered while it was doing its job.
It reminds me of Pink Floyd. Can you stop being wrong about music, please? It sounds like neither of those bands.
It's awful. Okay. Top line, the committee found substantial evidence that Representative Gaetz had sex with victim A in July 2017 when she was 17 years old and he was 35. Representative Gaetz's actions were in violation.
Is 35 a bigger number than 24?
I think it's a little, by almost 10.
And 17 is less than 18?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay,
the
so
cutoff
it's-
point. Yeah.
So he's a pedo then.
Mm.
Okay. Just wanted to check. It's good to get, you gotta get your numbers sorted. You don't want to
Okay.
fuck that up, do you?
Violation of Florida's statutory rape law. So, there you go. That's who Trump wanted to put in charge of the Justice Department. But aside from that, it's clear that Gaetz and Greenberg paid at least 12 young women for sex and drugs. One of those women included his girlfriend of 2 years, whom Gaetz met through seeking arrangement when she was 21 and he was 35. Their relationship was not exclusive, and she seems to have corralled other young women to send Gaetz drugs and to entertain him and his friends. She's woman one on this table, receiving almost $64,000.
Wowza.
Other women interviewed by the committee testified that woman one would often provide drugs at parties, and woman one, whose lawyers were paid by Gaetz, repeatedly took the fifth when.
Well, I'm so surprised. Who hasn't paid for the lawyers of people you're definitely not paying to cover up the fact that you've had sex with children?
Absolutely. Like, that happens all the time with non-guilty people.
Yeah, totes.
When she was interviewed by the committee, Gaetz himself also relied on the girls to bring him drugs. And, okay, maybe you're.
Yeah, she's very much the Ghislaine to Matt Gaetz' Epstein. No, Epstein. No. Yeah, Epstein, yeah.
Of the opinion that sex work should be legal and drug laws are stupid. Fair. The problem is that these very young women were plied with drugs and alcohol in situations where it's not clear that they were really able to consent to having sex with multiple men and women in an evening. The committee wrote, while all the women that the committee interviewed stated their sexual activity with Representative Gaetz was consensual, at least one woman felt that the use of drugs at the parties...
Well, and the 17-year-old literally couldn't have been.
Yeah.
Just by law, she cannot have consented.
And events they attended may have impaired their ability to really know what was going on or fully consent. Indeed, nearly every woman that the committee spoke with could not remember the details of at least one or more of the events they attended with Representative Gaetz.
So he roofied them.
Yep.
Yeah. That's just straight up fucking roofing then. Yeah.
And attributed that to drug or alcohol consumption. The girl who was 17 at the time of her encounters with Gaetz testified to the committee that when I look back on certain moments, I feel violated. I thought all these people were my friends. I know now that they're not. And as exploitative as that was, Gaetz and Greenberg didn't always pay up as promised. Here's Gaetz's girlfriend, woman one.
No wonder he gets on so well with fucking Trump.
Yeah.
Just stiffing people.
Well, I mean, they're all sexual predators, you know, like with weird sexual hang-ups or fetishes or something. Not king-shaping. I'm talking about people like, you know, Elon's weird thing about impregnating women and then just sort of like scattering his kids to the wind and pretending like he's a good dad.
Yeah.
You know, that's harmful. It's legit. Like, where kinky stuff is consenting adults doing stuff together, whereas, like, Elon's kids didn't ask to be given a shitty father, you know?
Yeah. We've had a few more. It reminded me of Mahler's Third. It reminds me of Pink Floyd. It reminds me of Dan Bongino. That's fair. To be fair, that is pretty good. Was there another one? I can't remember. Maybe.
One explaining that the guys are a little limited in their cash flow this weekend, so Matt was like, if it can be more of a customer appreciation week. So if you had on your bingo card, guy most likely to demand a freebie from a teenage sex worker, hey, congrats. Other texts show him docking the compensation for one woman because he didn't think she'd stayed long enough, which kinda undercuts the claim from most of these women that this wasn't prostitution or, as Gaetz put it, sending funds to women he dated. And in fact, the committee said plainly that Gaetz enticed and procured women to engage in sexual activity for hire and purchased the services of women engaging in sexual activity for hire in violation of Florida state law. Note, that's a state law and not a federal law. The committee investigated whether Gaetz
So it's absolutely fine that he was going to be in charge of the federal
Yeah, because he could totally be trusted to do that job.
Because he's only breaking state laws, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Participated in sex trafficking, particularly with regard to a trip to the Bahamas in 2018. Gaetz and two
Because,
other...
you know, a man you can't trust with expired driver's licenses is definitely a person who should be the top lawyer of the United States federal government. Yeah.
Men spent 3 days partying with 6 women, the youngest of whom was 18. Gaetz is reported to have taken ecstasy and had sex with at least 4 of the women on that trip. At other times, he paid for women to come from Florida to D.C. or New York, including in January of 2019 when Gaetz appeared as a guest host on the Fox News show.
Look, you know what?
my God!
This just shows he's repping for his own state. He could have used hookers from New York or Washington D.C.
Yeah.
But he wanted to make sure he was sending the money back to his home state, employing Floridians. Is that the collective name for them? I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It is actually.
Yeah.
They
So
are
there,
known as
yeah, you go.
citizens.
So yeah, you know what? FL represent. Yeah.
After he went on air to call Senator Elizabeth Warren Sacagawea, the group went to a Broadway...
Jesus Christ. Also, well, that's especially funny because Sacagawea is literally the only reason those white cunts didn't die. Like, what the fuck? Like, how is that an insult?
Show some respect. Yeah.
Like,
respect
fucking Lewis and Clark get all the big ups, and they've got fucking trails and parks and shit named after them. Without Sacagawea, they're dead. They're just 2 dead white guys who history forgot. Fucking embarrassing.
A show.
Let alone the racism of it and all of that. Yeah.
I mean, it's not really not enough of a thing. But when I was a Girl Scout, we The camp that we went to for summer was called Camp Sacagawea.
Oh, well, that's something.
Yeah.
A lawyer for one of the women told ABC that the show was Pretty Woman, which is honestly a little too on the nose. Ultimately, the committee concluded that they did not find sufficient evidence to conclude that Representative Gaetz violated the federal sex trafficking statute, although Representative Gaetz did cause the transportation...
Hang on. What do you mean?
But he broke the law, but he didn't break the law.
Yeah, how the fuck can you say you didn't find sufficient... So what was he paying that money for?
Yeah, and she was 17, you knew that.
Yeah,
So.
like literally, what was that money for
Mm-hmm.
if not paying for sex workers to travel across state lines and therefore
Yep.
committing a federal crime?
Yeah.
If that wasn't the definition of sex trafficking. I don't know.
Of women across state lines for purposes of commercial sex, the committee did not find evidence that any of those women were under 18 at the time of travel, nor did the committee...
Oh, so he was just doing sex trafficking of adults. That's fine then. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thank God.
Find sufficient evidence to conclude that the commercial sex acts were induced by fraud, force, or coercion. They did, however, find that Gaetz violated House rules on accepting gifts. He failed to disclose that...
Accepting gifts. No, I presume they're referring to something else, but I just think that's a very interesting way of describing it. Oh, God.
He flew back from the Bahamas on a private plane, a gift valued in excess of the $250 limit under the House gift rule.
Why is it the 250? Surely you should have to, if anyone gives you anything, you should have to declare, not like a penny or some shit, like so if someone gives you $249, that's not enough. Amazing. But if someone tries to buy shrimp with a fucking EBT card, that's evil and bad.
Yes.
Gaetz tried to hide this by indignantly pointing to his travel itinerary, which showed him flying out of Washington Dulles Airport on a commercial flight. When the committee pointed out that he'd forgotten to say how he got home, he got very snotty. He said, "My travel to the Bahamas was a result of my purchase of American Airlines tickets with my personal funds, and it goes without saying that I was not reimbursed by anybody. Does the committee also have an interest in every dollar I spent in the Bahamas on food, refreshments, and other travel provisions such as..."
No, but if someone else paid for it, then yes.
Sunscreen? That was one of the reasons the committee found that Gaetz obstructed the investigation, violating his duty of candor as a member of Congress.
Yeah.
They also found that he violated congressional rules with respect to constituent services, using official resources to help a woman he was having sex with expedite her passport renewal. In fact, she wasn't his constituent at all. It was incredibly damning, and the committee members also had some very harsh words for the Justice Department. Remember how the Ethics Committee delayed its own investigation by 2 years to avoid interfering with the DOJ's criminal inquiry? That inquiry was closed without charge, which Gaetz pointed to as evidence of his complete exoneration. That's not what that means, but let's come back to that one in a minute. The committee said that many of the women it interviewed also gave statements to DOJ and urged the committee to rely on those statements in lieu of requiring them to relive their experience. They were particularly concerned with providing additional testimony about a sitting congressman in light of DOJ's lack of action on their prior testimony.
Fucking Merrick,
the report
darling.
complained that DOJ refused to provide the relevant statements and other significant evidence to the committee. DOJ cited internal policies about protecting uncharged suspects like Representative Gaetz, general concerns about how DOJ's cooperation with the committee may deter other victims in other matters, and various inapposite policies relating to congressional oversight of DOJ itself. But that's mostly part of a, for lack of a better term, ongoing pissing match between Congress and the executive branch. Because Congress always wants to get its hands on investigative materials in high-profile cases, and the DOJ never wants to give it to them. In some cases, that's because it can't. It's illegal to disclose grand jury materials without permission of the court, but it would be terrible public policy for Congress to be able to seize and publish internal police investigations of people who were never charged. Who would ever talk to the FBI if that were a possible outcome? And there's just no way to make an exception to this rule that only covers villains like Matt Gaetz. So, yeah, you can sympathize with the women here who would have preferred not to be interviewed again by Congress, but you kind of have to put that criticism in context. But let's come back to Gates' claim of exoneration, because a lot of people have said that the Justice Department screwed up by not indicting him. And that includes the committee, which accused the DOJ of not doing right by the 17-year-old girl who cooperated with the DOJ's investigation for years and was let down by the justice system when reports circulated that the DOJ would be unlikely to pursue charges against Representative Gates. First of all, we have no idea why Gates wasn't charged. Again, we haven't seen the internal investigative.
No, I'm sure it was all perfectly above board, though. No,
Yeah.
I definitely believe that. 100%.
materials. But we can make some educated guesses. For one thing, the Fed's key witness is Joel Greenberg, who did all the cooperating he possibly could have done, delaying his sentence multiple times, and he still got 11 years. When Judge Gregory Presnell sentenced him, he said he'd never seen a defendant who has committed so many different types of crime within a relatively short period like those crimes committed by Mr. Greenberg.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
To say that Greenberg has credibility problems is a massive understatement. And the committee itself said that it would not rely exclusively on information provided by Mr. Greenberg in making any findings. Second, the Mann Act, which prohibits transporting individuals across state and national lines for the
Oh, so I heard Mann Act and I thought this could be interesting. Hello, what's happening there? Oh no, it's rubbish. Okay. Also known as the White Slavery Act of 1910.
Oh, right, because white people need their own slavery act.
Yeah, it's a federal law that criminalises the transportation of any woman or girl for the purpose of prostitution or debauchery, or for what's the point of debauchery? How's that defined? Anyway.
By old-fashioned standards, I'm sure.
Yeah, or for any other immoral purpose. It was alleged that immigrant women were brought to America for sexual slavery, and immigrant men lured American girls into prostitution or white slavery. So literally, it was like, we were okay when you were just like enslaving and trafficking the brown women, but now you're having a dig at the white women and their ass. Like,
yeah,
the
that's out of line.
Fucking hell. Amazing.
purposes of prostitution is a problematic statute for a whole host of reasons. Let's start with the fact that it was originally known as the White Slave Traffic Act of 1910, and one of the first successful prosecutions was of heavyweight champion boxer Jack Johnson, who was black and faced repeated arrests under the Mann Act for traveling in the company of white women. It's historically been used to criminalize...
He was the guy who beat the Great White Hope.
Oh, right, okay.
If you remember, yeah.
sexual relationships that society...
So I should explain. There was a former world heavyweight boxer who was a white guy, and Jack Johnson was like became the heavyweight champion, and the whites were like, no, this is an outrage, you need to fight this guy. And he was like in his 40s or something. What the fuck? And they called him the Great White Hope because he was going to defeat the black guy. And he obviously lost. Like, what the fuck are you expecting? What, you didn't even put up like a young white guy against him? What the fuck?
he finds unacceptable by characterizing them as prostitution and or sex trafficking. And although the law has been amended, it's still so broad that the Justice Department charges under the Mann Act only where there is evidence of a victim of severe forms of trafficking in persons. And whatever you think of Gaetz, this is clearly not that. Third, the ethics report itself didn't find that Gaetz violated any federal laws. The youngest woman who traveled with him to the Bahamas was 18, so there was no trafficking of a minor. And if you can't charge under the Mann Act, then the only thing left was violation of Florida state laws. I mean, okay.
Maybe, here's a thought, pass a federal law which means that any trafficking is bad? That it doesn't have to be severe organised trafficking, it can just be a bit of cash. A bit of casual, occasional fucking trafficking. Because that's also bad and should be illegal.
Yes.
Fucking Christ. Why are you relying on a piece of legislation from 1910?
Because they can't be bothered. They can't get anything. They can't get budgets passed, let alone
There
update
weren't, like,
legislation.
motor vehicles. And I think trafficking might have changed a little over the last more than a century. Update your shit. Fuck me. You've just named, was it a new national bird or some shit?
No, it was making the bald eagle the official symbol animal of the United States.
I think whilst it's still like legal to do a bit of occasional trafficking, hold off on the bald eagle shit. Like I feel like you've got some priorities you've missed before
Oh, well,
the bald
I think
eagle.
a bald eagle is way less complicated and controversial.
Yeah, but why? This shouldn't be controversial. It really
Updating
shouldn't.
it, well, I mean, writing the legislation would be.
Yeah, I
take a bit of
guess.
time
I
and a lot of
guess.
stuff, yeah.
Look, don't get me wrong. I'm not having a dig at that. I'm just
And
saying.
there are a
Look,
lot of weirdo Christians who think like 14-year-olds who get pregnant should still be able to get
true.
married. Shit.
I can't believe. Yeah, child marriage is still like legal.
Yeah, it's insane.
The fuck
It's
is going on there? But apparently, a trans
unacceptable.
person going for a shit is a problem.
Yeah, but a 15-year-old getting married, that's fine.
Yeah, mad.
Okay, sure, maybe the feds could have indicted him for the Molly or for having the women.
No, okay, don't get me wrong. The motor vehicle existed, but who the fuck had a car in 1910? Like the trafficking game, I imagine, has been sped up somewhat since then. Maybe the law should reflect something like that. Planes then, or some shit. Like no one was traveling on a plane.
Mail him marijuana cartridges, but come on. As the ethics committee concluded, Gaetz violated House rules, which are.
Yeah, maybe sex trafficking bald eagles is a crime now. I don't know.
Not prosecutable, and he violated Florida's statutory rape and prostitution laws. So maybe the real question here isn't why didn't Attorney General Merrick Garland indict Gaetz, it's why didn't Florida prosecutors do it, since they had access to the same media reports suggesting that he paid a 17-year-old girl for sex that.
Because they're corrupt cunts.
Yep.
That's it. That's literally it. That's the start and end of it. They're corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Congress and the DOJ did. There was nothing stopping states' attorneys in Florida from stepping up to the plate here, and they don't even appear to have investigated. So while you're looking at people to be mad at,
They didn't even investigate. Like,
No, 'cause
they're not even going to
of politics.
pretend not to be fucking
Yeah.
to be cunts. Yeah. Oh shit! Thank you, It's a Morton, for gifting 10 subby subs. We're now on another
Oh.
hype train. Well, as no one has taken my very kind offer on YouTube, I will allow you, It's a Morton, to decide who I'm going to rap about. So I can't do the normal thing that I would do because we have polite company. So I'm going to write a 4-bar verse dissing the fascist of your choice.
Yeah, I like this
Have at
idea.
it. And no, they don't even have to be a dead fascist.
They can be any fascist.
Because I'm allowed to insult a fascist.
So it could be anyone. It could be Matt Gaetz. It could be Musk. It could be the Prime Minister of Italy. It could be Orban. There's too many
Benito
choices.
Mussolini.
Yeah.
Whoever. Yeah.
direct your age a little further south. Matt Gaetz.
But now we're coming towards the end of the show. I will do the rap like next show.
Yeah, it is getting late in the show
Yeah.
to be doing that,
Yeah.
so that's fair.
Look, I haven't even got a name to work with so far. I'll work on it overnight, though.
Least a week's notice that this thing was going to drop on Monday the 23rd, but he still waited until that morning to file a motion in federal court in D.C. demanding that the committee not release the report.
Oh, you are a mental case. Sorry, I'm not responding to the thing. Henry Paget, 5th Marquis of Anglesey. Who the fuck is that? I've never even heard of that person. Let's
That's
have
funny.
a look. Unless they go by a pseudonym. Who
Yeah, I
the
think so.
fuck
Who
is
would go
this?
by that pseudonym?
No, unless they go by a pseudonym of I don't know, Dave Jones or something. I don't know. He existed from 1875 to 1905. Starred like Paget, the Earl of Uxbridge. Was a British peer. Was notable during his short life for squandering his inheritance on a lavish social life and accumulating massive debts. Family background, lifestyle, theft, sexuality, financial. I don't think this person classifies as a fascist.
He just might be a reprobate.
Yeah, I mean, for a start, he was a flamboyant lifestyle. His taste for cross-dressing.
Yeah, it sounds cool, actually.
He led to many accusations of homosexuality.
Again, cooler. Getting
Yeah,
cooler.
I don't think this person counts, mate.
I think, yeah, you're going to have to bring down the exemption hammer.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
you know what?
It's a kind of a
No,
random reference, which was funny, but...
it's a funny reference because I've never heard of this guy. Although he does look, I'll be honest, he looks like hippie George Harrison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't think he counts. No, that I'm gonna
gonna have to.
I'm
going to
say, yeah, no, you're going to have to come up with an actual, at least
plenty
borderline fascist. As far as I can see from that very brief skim of his Wikipedia page.
You got like Dan Bongino. You got all kinds of choices. You got Ann Coulter. I mean, like Laura Loomer. I don't want to like leave out. You got fucking rejected trad wife. What's her name?
Oh, Lauren Southern.
Yeah, Lauren Southern. So many choices.
Yeah. Thank you, Lord Fruiters. 52 months. That's too many months, mate.
Wow.
Also, I can't read that out, can I? Because we have guests.
Yeah, we're having to be a little bit more respectable when the doctor's in the house these days. Sorry, y'all.
True.
Sorry to ruin your fun.
Okay, it's Morton. You've got one more chance to name someone. And then I'll just fucking do whatever. Anyway, we're at level 4 of the hype train. If we get to level 5 of the hype train, I will write a dissertation about the... No, I won't. Fuck that.
Case was always doomed to fail. The courts really do not get to tell Congress how to conduct its business. It's kind of fundamental to the Constitution. But the way it went down was exceptionally silly. The case was immediately flagged for being procedurally defective in 3 different ways. At about 10:30 a.m., the report went live on the Ethics Committee website, at which point Judge Amit Mehta demanded that Gaetz explain why this matter should not be dismissed with prejudice for lack of subject matter jurisdiction, insofar as the case appears to be moot in light of the House Ethics Committee's public disclosure of the report, whose release plaintiff seeks to enjoin. Gaetz was forced to admit that his complaint was indeed moot, and Judge Mehta dismissed the case before close of business. Gaetz spent that Monday tweeting through it and has since reposted messages from hundreds of supportive fans. He's also floating a plan to take the oath of office on January 3rd, offer a resolution to expose all congressional sexual harassment settlements, and then resign to start his new gig at OAN. And since his political action committee is still fundraising, it seems entirely plausible that he'll go through with his plan to run for Florida governor in 2026. And okay, yes, Florida does have the opportunity to do the craziest thing possible here, but maybe just this once, don't.
No, if you're gonna tweet through,
yeah, but it's fucking Florida.
Yeah.
It's like saying, well, look, this heroin addict is in a room with some heroin. They have the opportunity not to take that heroin. And you know what? I'm rooting for you, heroin addict. But anyway, I'll see you later. Bye. Like, of course they're gonna fucking do it. It's fucking Florida. Like, if it's like normal choice or like fucking cracked out crazy person at the bus stop choice, which way do you think it's going?
Cracked out person at the bus stop, obviously. All right, so.
Mate, I love you, but that's my most funny. What? It's a Morton. Firstly, I just realised that's like it's a more.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a Morton. If you don't choose one soon, I'm just gonna throw it out to the chat. You have been very generous and, frankly, very disruptive at the same time. I appreciate the combination.
Yes, thank you for the. It was a funny. It was a humorous. It was a humorous response.
Thank you, Mad Cat, as well, for gifting a sub to Faye Goat. Much love.
Nice.
Yeah.
Through your crimes and run for governor.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, I just thought we were wrapping it up. That's all.
Well, we've still got like 3 minutes of this.
Okay.
I don't know what he's gonna say, but I haven't watched this. What does he say? Anything at the end?
I don't know. Usually, I just expect a promo, but we can go until the promo. That's fine.
I don't know, is it?
You'll probably want a good lawyer. Oh, wait, I did that already. But given the nature of Gaetz' alleged crimes, this video was probably demonetized, just like our video on the United Healthcare murder, because we talk about legal issues and subjects that might not be safe for advertisers. But we think they are important to talk
about. He is just doing a bit, okay. I thought he might be doing like a wrap-up, like, Matt Gaetz is a prick, but he's just doing you should fund us on the thingamajig or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta respect, you know, he's
Can Kev cover Mussolini's song? Well, if you mean his granddaughter, we already did. Was it Tokyo Nights or something?
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, which was partly in Japanese and partly in English.
Which was a trip.
Obviously. Okay, you know what? You've had your chance. It's Morton. You've both given me a lot of money very generously, but also passed on your opportunity now. Mad Cat, I will allow you. You've said if it's a diss track, can I suggest somebody? Please do. But hurry up because we're about to wrap up. Anyway, yes, Christy, what was you going to say?
I was gonna say I think it's time to wrap up because we've been going for like 2.5+ hours now. So it was a good long show.
We used to do longer.
Yeah, but I'm older now.
I'm older as well. You're not poo, it's the Morton. You're awesome. You're just bad at naming random fascists.
Look, none of us can be good at everything.
Yeah. Diss track for Kemi Badenoch. Okay, you know what? It's very current.
Yeah, that is.
I was thinking what rhymes with like Mussolini or Hitler or something like some shit like that.
Yeah, she's going contempt. She's going
what rhymes
hip.
with Badenoch?
Spadenoch?
Nothing rhymes with
look
Badenoch.
it up.
Anyway, thank you everyone for the hype train. I got a choo-choo emote
Yoo-hoo.
in the thing. I don't know what the fuck that means. Anyway, okay, so I've got to come with Kemi Semi.
Yeah.
Oh, but do I want to do an erection joke?
When don't you want to do an erection
Kemi, you don't give me a semi. There's got to be there's something in there. There's a gem in the marble. I've just got to chisel it away, you know.
Yeah. You go to those rhyming pages and they'll give you.
Oh no, Christy, no. This is all going to be. This is all from the Kev. I'm not going to use ChatGPT. I'm not going to do rhyming websites. You know what, Christy? The greatest dictionary in the world is your own imagination. Or something, I don't know. Okay, what have you got coming up in your channel, Krista?
Nothing. I mean, other than some D&D on Sunday night, as we always do. So join us for that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. Bad enough. But it's
bad enough. Oh, yeah, I see where you're going.
Bad enough. But that doesn't rhyme. Look, it scans, so you've got that bit down. But look, it doesn't rhyme. I mean, technically, not every line has to rhyme, but it's 4 lines, so they're gonna have to be.
It's kind of better when it.
Now I'm thinking, am I gonna go 1 1 2 2 or 1 2 1 2? That's that. Decisions. Who is going on YouTube? Literally just the Vanguard, so I'm going to send you there. Enjoy. Who's going on Twitch that I can send everybody over to? Oh, by the way, on my channel, stuff. As always, just stuff. I'll be back probably tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Whatever's current events.
True. And I'll see you. Should we do a show before next year?
Should we do a movie on Monday? Should we do like a movie and then a show?
Yeah, that could work. Yeah, I'm down for that. But don't you have work?
Well, no, but we normally start at 8. So if we started at like 7 and then we like did an hour and a half on the movie and
we're not going to get through a movie in an hour and a half, Chris.
If it's a YouTube movie, we could. Depends on the movie.
YouTube.
But the thing about the movie is actually it kind of takes a while to like grab the screenshots and write up the like who's going to do stuff. So let's put a pin in it. Let's put a
pin in it, yeah.
Put a pin in it for
okay.
the moment.
But yes, we'll do something at some point. Maybe.
Yes.
I don't fucking know. Okay, I'm going to send everyone over to Hannah Reloaded. And and something just happened there. Hang on a minute. What's my noise? What happened?
Bing, bing,
Thank
bing,
you
bing.
to It's a Morton with 5 more gifted subs. You're a mentalist.
Oh, wow.
I appreciate that, but like you are fucking mental, and I'm trying to leave. But thank you. Rapture Blue, please. You know what? Yeah, you've given me 15 fucking subs in the last 10 minutes, so yeah, fuck it. You can buy me. I am that cheap. Raptor. Am I spelling that right? Blue. There you go. Everyone go and say hello to Raptor Blue, and I will. I'll see you probably tomorrow, and we'll see probably Christy Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Sounds good.
Cool.
First day back at work.
True.
After my very long holiday, which I very much needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Christy. Goodbye, Christy.
It's goodbye from me and goodbye from Christy.